Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 212. I had to think about that because I almost forgot.
No, 213, isn't it?
Is it 213? Or is it 213?
That's what you wrote.
Did I write 212 or is it 213?
You wrote 213.
You wrote 213 in our notes, but you wrote 212 in the episode.
Yeah. Well, I have to go back and look at last week's to see what it was.
If it's 213, then it's the
Number of the beast.
it's the apartment.
The number of the beast.
It's the apartment that Jeffrey Dahmer lived in.
Well, that's obviously
when
why
they caught
No,
him.
it's 213.
it's 213.
The
Okay, whatever. Close enough.
We'll fix it in post.
Slayer wrote a
Yeah.
song called 213 on Divine Intervention.
It's fine.
So, hello, Joseph. How you doing? By the way, Joseph, I have a brand new drop for you, and it's just for you.
What the fuck?
Found that one on Twitter.
Is that a fucking parakeet?
That's great.
That's your.
Was
own...
there a video with that, or just?
Well, it was some guy. It was, you know, where people put their like fake voice over something.
Yeah.
He put his voice, questioning Joe Biden. And at the end, he goes, "Joe, where are you going?" Because as Joe's leaving the room, he goes, and then he did that.
You did Joseph.
At the end.
That's fucking hilarious.
So that's what he hit it with. So I gotta have that drop.
That's great.
That's a hell of a shriek.
That is a great drop.
So yeah, that song was Killdozer by the thrash band. I don't know. Gotta go
XONO.
It could be Zonner
or Exoner.
But anyway, thrash band.
Only they know.
Respect to the Honorable Marvin Heemeyer, who did what he thought he could do to make change. And it didn't work.
Yes.
He
They fucked with him.
A true hero.
They fucked with
True
him.
hero.
They fucked with that guy to the end.
And then he
took took things into his own
It's been
hands.
20 years, right?
Yes.
20 years Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. Yeah.
So it's 20 years since that man finally took. Reasonable people get put in unreasonable positions and they
Right.
act in an unreasonable way.
Right.
It's your fault, not theirs.
He's much in the same vein as another one of our heroes, William Foster from the movie Falling Down.
Exactly.
Yes.
You take it into your own hands.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't just wait.
Batman did it. It worked out for him.
Yes.
He became a billionaire. Well,
Yeah.
he was already a billionaire, but you know what I mean.
I want to become a billionaire just to spite people.
Yeah.
I don't really want to better myself.
No.
Just want to have enough money to kill people and get away with it.
Yeah.
It's
Ain't nothing wrong
I
with
could
that.
just run for office, political office.
Yeah, right.
if I
right.
wanted
I
to do
mean,
that.
that's how you really do it.
So yeah. Speaking of political things, briefly, it is Pride Month, and that's for
And we are proud of Marvin John Heemeyer.
we are proud of him. But a lot of people, they have a hard time with life because before modern times they were living a lie, right?
Yes.
I too have been living a lie,
Oh, what?
and I have to tell you guys about it. I put it in the notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the lie that I've been living and why, and I just found this out because my dad had his DNA test results.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out,
Yeah.
that I am absolutely 100% not one shred Native American.
You
Even
know?
Elizabeth Warren is more Native than me. I mean, it wasn't even listed.
Was it something that was like passed down to their family? Yeah, there's some Native American in there or something.
Yeah, well, the thing is, my dad's uncle tested out at like 43%.
Oh.
He tested out at none percent. So we're not going to look into any adultery. No. We're going to just forget about it, not talk about it ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened.
This is over.
Well, you know, around the turn of the century, last century, not this century, that was a whole thing. There was a lot of people. It was cool, kind of cool for some reason, from 1910s, 1920s up a little bit to start claiming that I have Native American blood in it. I don't know if it's because they were getting anything from the government or schooling or whatever it was, and that's kind of what that trap that Elizabeth Warren fell into. She is a little bit. She's more than you, obviously.
More me. I'm literally none at
Barely,
all.
but yes.
Well,
yes.
I know my mom's not here to do a DNA test, but both her parents were from Europe, so we know what that is.
Right.
I'm 100% European on that side.
Yeah.
And actually, more than anything, my dad's 44% Scottish.
Oh.
So I'm basically half Scottish because my mom and dad are both
Yeah.
about half Scottish. So I'm not like any shred bit Native American, not even a drop.
You were just European.
Yep. And then but my uncle is Trace is kind of in Jessica Alba denial when she found out she was European and didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Trace like, this doesn't make sense because why is our uncle all this? I said, don't look into it. Don't worry about
You're
it.
gonna open up a whole new.
You're gonna find a whole
rabbit
thing.
hole.
I'm sure some of them are and some of them aren't, and who knows who did what.
Who knows?
But yeah, so their uncle is a lot, but they're not. So
You know, I mean, that's a big percentage. Don't get me wrong. So if the uncle has 43%, I'm not going to get into that. But there's sometimes when you test, you might have stuff that nobody else in your family has, and it's just because it's not doing it based on your last few generations. It's going way back. Like my daughter has everything the same as us, and then all of a sudden, like 1.5% from Cyprus. It's like, where the fuck did that come from?
well, actually, I know where you're white Italian, right? Cyprus is
Yeah,
kinda
but my
in the mid-
mid doesn't have Cyprus in hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, does that mean she has something completely different?
Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna have to accept that I'm white.
Yeah.
My mom was shocked when I came out as a Mexican. Well,
Irish.
it happens. So
It happens
what?
'cause-
I mean, there's mixed. The bloodlines are mixed up, man.
I refuse to accept.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Who knows? Like, because some of them, it's common for a lot of the people in Appalachia to have Indian blood.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yep.
But my dad has not a drop, and the reason we accepted it true because it went by traits. Says it doesn't like to dance, antisocial.
Yeah.
All the traits were 100% him and kind of me.
Yeah.
Coffee, stuff like that.
So he did the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the traits were there. Another thing, but the one thing that I did claim that actually is true, the bloodline's been here since like 1600, like Mayflower days.
Mayflower shit.
So we're old blood.
Poor K. Just accept me, Mom. Porque.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
so I guess I'll have to go say hi to my half uncle when I go to Kentucky. Something went wrong there.
Something happened.
So
Well, I was gonna like that's what I was saying. Like maybe
Joseph.
if he
he's
would
not
test
Native
it-
American, but he's European.
but like
so I'm as European as you are.
it does
apparently,
happen where you test a little bit of something that someone else might not be. It doesn't mean any adultery, but 40 whatever you said
It's 43%.
for the Native American uncle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, something's wrong there. you can't get around that one.
And that test was, like I said, that thing about the
Is it a
test
person I know?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
You
good
met
one.
him.
Yeah, good.
yeah,
Don't want. We'll talk after the show.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Well, it was
That's
his uncle, not his brother.
oh yeah, I got you.
But still, it would leave him roughly at 20-some%,
yeah,
at least. But he's
Wow.
at no percent.
0%.
It's like literally, I'm more Scottish than I am anything.
Yeah.
And then like I'm just regular British Isles, like nothing exotic. 2% Finland. My
Well, and then
dad was.
obviously Germany.
Yeah. Well, my parents, mom is
Yeah.
because of mom and because of dad. I'm mostly just British Isles.
No,
person.
man, welcome to the club, bud.
Yeah, that's all I am.
That's all we are.
I'm nothing unique at all.
Nah. Unique's overrated.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So-
I was going to read off mine real quick.
Yeah, read them off.
I
haven't
identify.
even-
What was yours for Scotland? 44%?
44%.
Guess what mine is?
What?
44%.
Okay.
Same one.
That's dad. So you and my dad are identical.
England and Northwestern Europe, 23%. That includes stuff. Never mind, I'm going to get
And
into
2% milk, yes.
that. Wales, 11%.
Same, dude. You have the same exact genetic makeup as my dad.
Germanic Europe, 10%. Sweden and Denmark, that one's gone up, 5%.
Oh, nice.
Norway, 5%. Eastern Europe and Russia, 2%.
You're more black metal than me.
Yeah, totally.
I'm no percent black metal.
That Russian and Europe, Eastern Europe is probably like the Pale settlement. It seems like everybody ends up coming from there. That's where all the
Yeah.
Jews.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are.
I identify as other.
Your
Yeah.
other.
And my other one said other. That's what it was. I didn't.
I identify 100% other.
Other. You're alien. That's
Yeah.
why you have such an infatuation with
Mhm.
fucking them aliens.
I do.
That's why you like your own women.
Yes.
You're essentially.
Makes-
I didn't see Ted say that. You're essentially 2% milk.
Yeah.
We're boring.
Yeah. So Finland.
So boring.
So I was like, well, dad's. Well, actually, I would be 1% then if dad's 2%.
Yeah.
Unless Ma somehow was.
I can look into it because there's a breakdown even more. It's which one's paternal, which one's maternal side. So whatever I have, you probably have some kind of similarity from the maternal side.
Yeah, I would assume.
I hope so. I
So-
don't know. Maybe like a Native American
So
uncle.
I don't know. Yeah. So I was just a little worried about some other things because of my nose width and big lips. I was a little-
I don't. Maybe they didn't go that far back.
That's like,
They didn't go back like Cradle of Life
yeah.
type 25 to 30,000 years
Yeah.
ago
So
when there's velociraptors and stuff.
Velociraptor, yeah. Grandma did an adultery with a velociraptor.
It happens, man. That's how you get Velocipaster. That was a good movie. It
Yes.
wasn't a good movie.
So Al, you're back.
I am.
So do you got any thoughts on the Northwest, man?
Do
you like it?
I liked it, but where I was at is very different than an hour and a half away in Seattle.
Yeah,
It's like a different country.
You were in God's country.
Yeah, it was a different country. Like we went over to Seattle like on Memorial Day, and we
Nice.
took the ferry across.
Yeah.
And I think we were like, I don't know, 3 blocks into our walk. And
Yeah.
there was a march coming down one of the main roads.
Oh,
Celebrating
great.
Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
I believe
They're very
it was-
patriotic up there. I heard.
I believe what the dude was saying was, as you celebrate the murder of people
Oh.
in this country,
Yeah.
there are people
No, I thought
being
they were
murdered all over. And I don't. There was definitely
Now they're
one,
murdering more people in Palestine,
was
even though it's not us
definitely
doing it.
There was definitely an Israel-Palestine one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best.
Then there was something else going on. I think. You know.
Yeah. That's going on here too, though.
It's really good idea.
It wasn't really that big of a deal. It was very small.
Yeah.
Apparently they've been way bigger.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
Things are starting to
Ramp up.
normalize, I think, a little bit there.
Oh,
And what
yeah,
I just from
yeah.
talking to some of the people there,
Okay.
they
Good.
were like, yeah, it seems like it.
Cool.
That could change, but
Did you go to Chaz or Chop?
I didn't. I did not.
Or the area it used to be?
Kind of. Yeah, there's like you could be walking down a street and then there's like all these great shops and all this little shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll literally. So they've got like first, second, third, fourth that go all uphill.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got your road, your longitude roads, whatever.
Yeah.
Your,
It's a grid.
there's
system.
like Pike, Pine, all that. It's kind of grid like, but
Yeah.
they all the
They have
all
trees
the
instead of mile roads.
all the east to west are like numbered first, second up, and then all the other ones they got street names,
Mhm.
so it's not bad. Like Salt Lake City is like a pain in the ass because it's like all numbered.
Oh, okay. Just
So
you
you
tell me your
could
address
have
at one
like
point.
you could have like north 900 east, and it'll cross at like west 900 south. So
My head's gonna
yeah,
explode.
but anyway, yeah, we were walking along, and I literally you cross one of those side streets, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh whoa,
This is different.
yeah, holy crap! Like literally cross the street, junkies,
Uh-huh.
and then just keep walking, next street down, maybe still some junkies, next street, more shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
segregated.
it was
Yeah.
interesting. It was interesting. I mean, it was cool. I had a great time. We
Do you
spent the
think
whole
those
day.
shops
on it.
have theft problems by chance?
Yeah. But we like I said, like the places we stopped, they all were saying that things have definitely got better.
Well, that's good.
So
the
there's some positive on the horizon, but there's still a lot. I didn't watch much news, but I watched a little bit to see, like how the daily. Yeah. So there's definitely some issues going on.
That's
So-
your first time in Washington State, though, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd been there when you lived out.
No,
Utah or anything.
no, it's actually really far.
I know it's not close.
Yeah,
I know you guys
but-
had gone up into Idaho. I know
Yeah.
how far you want to.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like if you go, like if you get into Idaho, the bottom of Idaho, and drive all the way up to that little point, that's like 16 hours.
Wow.
Go.
Something like that. It's really long. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I remember
Well, it's
a
a
lady.
big state geographically. It's big.
Yeah, I remember a lady that I worked with when I was in Salt Lake that drove up to see her daughter in Washington, Seattle area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her saying that they were taking like 3 days, but if they were to really be aggressive, it was still 2-day drive. Wow. So,
Well,
And you look at a map, and it doesn't really look like it's that bad, but those states are all pretty.
I
big.
mean, it's right in like at the top
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the United States. So the weather, it's lateral. It's the same.
yeah,
It's a little bit different, but like, you got the ocean. So
you made it to the ocean, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Went
Yep.
to the ocean. Yeah. All along the Puget Sound goes through the middle of the state,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of separates East and West Washington.
Bobby went
So-
across the Cascades because he was stationed
Yep.
up there,
Yeah.
and he said, I think the ride home in the winter from Seattle was scarier than Iraq. He said it was horrible.
Yeah.
Really?
The and
Donner's
then, like,
Pass
the
and all
thing
that.
is when you go to the other side of the Cascades, to the east side of
Yeah.
Washington, people are like, it's night and day.
Mhm.
They're like, it's like dead, essentially like, desert.
Mhm.
There's really nothing to it. So,
Yeah, mountain ranges changed the
yeah. And
wind
then,
patterns
like,
drastically.
It's kind of funny, we always use
I'm a
the-
geographer.
we always use the mitten to show Michigan, but in actuality, you can kind of use it
Because of the Puget
on
Sound.
Washington.
Yeah.
Like you can't really get this whole side of the state, but along here you have the Puget Sound. This
Yeah.
is the Puget Sound, Seattle, Tacoma, and then down here's Belfair. So we went around through this area and around through this area, and you come up here and it's all ocean
Oh,
on
okay.
this side.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
yeah. So that side of it's like, like his town's got like 40-something hundred people, and a lot of it's smaller towns.
Oh, it looked really cool. His property.
Oh, his
and
property?
everything. It looked
That's $1
great.
million view.
Looked great.
Yeah. He got a steal of a deal on that, and that house needs a lot of work. But honestly, like if he really wanted to, he could literally like level that and build another house because he knows enough people and he can, he would get all the material wholesale. He could build a house and it would still be worth way, way more than he's paying.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's cool.
It's a fucking $1 million view.
So you got to see the Chris Cornell statue.
I did.
It looked a little bit like Kirk Hammett to me.
It did.
Yeah, it kind
A
of
lot like Kirk Hammett.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, just a lot of it. Yes.
The Jimi Hendrix looks pretty good.
The Jimi Hendrix one I've seen before.
Yeah, one of the there's a drawing of Cobain at the bridge in Aberdeen, and it's definitely not his nose. That person doesn't. They only know how to draw small, tiny, little pointy noses. Because that's what it looks like him, except for the pony nose. Like all the rest of the facial features are amazing on it.
It's funny because right after you sent me that picture, probably the next morning, someone had posted a picture and it was like a hair salon, like in the Middle East or something, probably like Israel or something. I don't know, somewhere over there.
Yeah.
And they have like these people with beautiful flowing hair and stuff on the side, and one of them is Kurt Cobain with his hair really long and stuff. I'm like what the fuck?
It's really
like
happy and not depressed.
It was like him smiling and his hair looks all good and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, right.
Not in pain. Kurt looks great.
He looked healthy. He'd been clean.
Yeah. There's a house like right at so the street dead ends that goes to where the bridge is, and there's a little kind of park. They probably put some steps to it and whatever, but underneath the bridge it's just all painted up. There's actually like somebody was living there. Kind of. There's definitely a sleeping bag there. Somebody was crashed out.
Living with Kurt.
They were out and about somewhere. But and the house right at the end, when you get out, like it's dead end street. There's a house on both sides, but there's one on the banks of the Muddy Wishkah. And then there's one on the other side of the street, and that one's got a tree, like a half a tree, and it's got all these little signs. No, we don't know Kurt. Yes, we do mind if you come to our door. Phil next door knows Kurt. Go bug him.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, please, please, please do not vandalize. And then it was like, please, please, please watch out for needles. They're everywhere. I didn't see any. But I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm sure.
We didn't go.
Someone went there and like you go to some of those, like if you go to I can't think of one, like a Bob Marley grave and stuff, they smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain, they're probably gonna shoot up.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is sick, but
so dude, we cooked up a spoon at Kurt's house.
Yeah, and then
Kurt?
Somebody had created a guitar stand, purple guitar stand, and it says Kurt's air guitar. That was kind of funny. And then there was a couple other memorial things. I took pictures of him. The Jimmy one's right outside of an old I want to say it was a record store / recording studio at some point.
Okay.
So it's out in front of it, right on the street. I don't remember. I can't remember 5th or 3rd or something like that. But that was pretty cool. And we went farther up to Broadway to be a posse on Broadway.
Posse's on Broadway.
And we stopped and ate at Dick's.
Nice.
Dick's is the place where the cool hang out.
Yep. I saw that. Saw the picture of that.
Dude, I bought a cheeseburger. Now, mind you, it wasn't a thin little burger.
It's like a half pound.
It was no, it was like it was a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah. It was just a little burger, but it was a 1/4 inch thick, like fresh bun,
tender and doothy,
ketchup and mustard. It was just a standard cheeseburger, Dick's cheeseburger. That and a regular size strawberry shake was like
$17.
No, like fucking $6.
What?
Wow.
The burger was like $3.20, and the shake
the opposite.
$3.20 for the it was like $7, 7 something. Because I gave him a 10 and told him to keep it. It was 7 something, but the burger was like $3.20 or something like that, and it was filling. Like you could eat the burger and you're like, good, I'm good to go. I could keep walking.
No, I couldn't.
I wouldn't feel weighed down,
Yeah.
So, and then they have the big one is like it's just like a double cheeseburger with like lettuce, mayo, pickle is what they do there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but that one was only like $5.50.
Still, that's nothing.
Right.
Palatability.
So, like, in the burgers were all like not perfect.
Yeah, that's how you know they're handmade.
Yeah. And like for it to be that cheap, I was
Yeah.
like, that's crazy, you know? And it was good.
Yeah.
It was like good. The strawberry shake was they totally mailed it. It was not a
Yeah.
they weren't like whipping strawberries into a vanilla shake.
No.
With, that like normal.
They're putting some like Nesquik powder in that
Oh
shit.
no, yeah, dude. It was a total like I always remember like I always liked the Burger King strawberry shake, but it was a super sweet, sugary, syrupy bullshit shake.
Yeah.
It wasn't a real, like if you go
Fake can be good. Fake can be fantastic.
sure.
Yeah.
It was
If
their
they butter
shake-
it, if they make it, if they put enough fakeness in it to where the whole thing's that
the
way.
BK strawberry shake back in the day, super legit.
Yeah.
It was a good flavor. It tasted like strawberry. It was super sweet, but it wasn't like it was just a mix.
I think
you
your
know?
mic is so strong that every time you say super, you're not trying to, but it sounds like you're lisping it. You're like
Super.
super.
It's super
Super.
tasty. It's
Super.
great.
You're not though. Pride month.
Right.
Pride
I
month, man.
It is, and I'm proud to be other.
I'm proud to be
Other. But yeah, that sounds
Super
amazing, man.
sucky.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't eat a lot of places. The one place
Glory
like
hole.
he kept talking about like, yeah, we got to go here and get seafood. And I'm like, cool. He goes, you got these buzzard clams, and they literally bring this whole thing out of them. I'm like, sweet. So we go to this place. It's called Ivers. Now, mind
Clams,
you, Bill
gross.
hasn't been there in
Oh.
like 20 years. During this 20 years, maybe during COVID, they took part of the restaurant out and made a fast food joint, built a area next to it that is just a glassed in
Thing.
place to eat.
Oh.
A bunch of tables that are nice and socially distanced, and they don't make anything fresh,
Oh,
even though literally right behind them is the fucking water that they fish.
But
So
we can't get
I-
the French stuff.
But briefly, real quick, we were talking about the fake.
Yeah.
This made me think of something.
It
real
was all like just like he ordered the clams. He ordered the clams, and they were just fried clams,
Ah,
fried little bits,
like White Castle.
so-
clams.
yes.
So some guy came here from Australia to eat cheeseburgers,
Hmm.
and he is lactose intolerant. And the cheese at McDonald's is so
fake.
It's so fake that it did nothing. He's like, I could eat the cheeseburgers all day. It was great
because
because it's
fake.
not actual
real.
lactose, so it didn't affect him whatsoever.
It's cheese products.
So he's like, dude, I
It's-
had a field day at McDonald's in
processed
America.
cheese food
Yeah.
and hydrogenated oil.
So I
Yep.
felt great. It's like,
Well, he felt
Yeah.
great for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, he just didn't have the his innards lock up temporarily.
And then
Just
like we didn't like
More of a permanent solution.
he cooked a few times. Like we smoked all that meat, showing you that.
That
Oh,
did
yeah.
look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look good.
We ate that a few times. Like we did like chicken fajitas or whatever, and him and I ate at a place. The
I know you
first,
said chicken fajitas, but you said it quick, and I was like, I'm like,
fajita.
what are chicken fajitas? He said chicken fajitas. I got you now.
and we went to like this restaurant, but if I was probably called Jose's. Because I told it was
You hear
called
that,
Jose.
Ted?
It was called
It's
Jose's.
called Jose's.
Porque.
So because I told him the joke back in the day when I worked at MRA and I worked in the quality department. My boy Chris there when I first moved back here, and my boy Chris, we had two guys that worked with us named Jose.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, getting ready to do the day, and they both come in bitching about something. It was like first thing in the morning. This gauge is messed up, and Chris was in charge of all that stuff. And Chris looks at him and goes, "Jose." And they both go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right." He goes, "I've decided I have nicknames for you." He looks at the first guy and goes, "You're Jose." He looks over and goes, "You're Hose B."
That's a guy.
Hose B.
A guy I worked with named Jose he told me that joke.
I busted out laughing. I spit my coffee all over my paperwork.
He goes, you know how we like to play basketball? I said, what, Jose? He goes, one-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah.
He had a bunch of beaner jokes.
This
So
motherfucker
he had
got
a
so
bunch-
Hose B got so fucking pissed.
Hose B.
He's like, "Motherfucker, my name's Jose." The other Jose's laughing. He goes, "I'm Jose, you're Hose B."
That's funny.
So when I told
He's
Bill,
playing second fiddle.
that, he goes, "Dude, that is so hilarious." He goes, "I cannot wait till I have a couple Mexicans working on my fucking job site."
Joseph, if I want to find my tribe, I just got to go where you live.
So, yeah,
Okay, if I
when
wanna
my
go-
phone died. One
Except
more
the
thing about
last
not
part of
being
that
Native
last part of
American.
that kind of has a little bit of slur. A slur
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we won't read that one.
Don't read that part.
Uh,
Let's talk about the time immigrants, and that's goobacks.
Goobacks.
Don't forget about the goobacks.
Yeah, the goobacks. Yeah.
Just watch that episode too.
Oh, it's such a great one.
Um,
Yeah, Bill was like, I cannot wait. He goes, because sometimes he's got like these guys that come and help him on certain jobs. He just knows them. They do,
Yeah.
And they're, obviously not completely legit,
yeah.
He's like, there's a couple of Jose's. I can't wait to use it.
Jose and Jose
Yeah.
B.
But we went to this Mexican restaurant. It was called Jose's or something Jose's. It was good. It was we got this. We call them wet burritos. They didn't call it that, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It like the beans in this thing, like they put beans, rice, carne asada, all the other fictions and stuff. But the beans were like straight up. Because after I ate part of it, I walked over to get some more napkins and some more sauce, and I looked at the guy. I go, "Your beans are legit, dude." He's like, "Oh yeah, we make." Yeah, and he was like, yeah. I go, "No can." He goes,
make
no,
carnes.
man. He like pulled up this big bag. He goes, "We make them." I'm like, "Oh man,
Carne asada, carne Wilson.
dude, the beans were like so good. They weren't mushy. They were, they were good, man. Holy crap, they were." I was like, "Dude, that shit's legit."
Yeah.
The carne asada, they probably should have pulled it off a minute sooner.
Yeah.
It got a little dry, but not bad. It was good. Like I ate the whole damn thing. So, because like I fasted for like 36 hours before I ate. So part of it was here, part of it was there.
To avoid any upset stomach on the plane.
Just to kind of do it too. I planned on only doing it just long enough to where like after the plane ride I would eat.
Gotcha.
But I started way earlier than I planned. And then the whole like my plane not doing what it was supposed to do.
I used to fast every Sunday because of what I drank Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'd fast all day Sunday.
It wasn't 36 hours, but I think it was 32 hours.
A purge also.
It was 32 hours. I mean, the only thing I did I had like this graham cracker thing they gave me on the plane. That was it.
Fancy.
Yeah. And other than that, I had like
Getting wild.
I had that and a ginger ale.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, I drank water, coffee, and tea for like 32, 33 hours, something like that.
Nice.
So,
That's cool, man.
but yeah, there was like that place was legit good, and there was the pizza was pretty good. We had a pizza from this place; it was pretty good. Sauce was not sweet, a little too salty, but not sweet. And I don't always like soup. I don't like really sweet sauce. Like Domino's is like sweet and pukey.
Yeah, the house, I forgot the name of the company, but down in Toledo, they have their version, like their region pizza that people go there for.
Yeah.
It has a sweet sauce. It was
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it, but you probably wouldn't like it.
It just depends, but
Was
like
that
I always,
Incavilias or Inkies or something?
I
like
forgot what it
I'm
was
not
called.
a big like
I completely forgot.
if you like Domino's is kind of a sweet.
Yeah.
Little Caesars is like you could taste the sugar. And
Yeah.
they're not like, well, Domino's, I don't like it all, man. I mean, it's definitely better than it was when they redid it.
Yeah.
They did the sauce a little different. It's not horrible, but like I'm just not a fan of it. But like it was good pizza. Like it was called Death by Pizza.
Death by Pizza.
Yeah, it had every meat, and then it had olives, and it had mushrooms, and it had onions and green peppers, and it was like we got the extra large. It was good because they didn't gob it with like everything they just put a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So it was really like it was kind of balanced well. So it was good. Yeah.
When you said you were going to Ocean Shores.
Yes, that's a city.
That's a city on the ocean.
On the ocean.
And
it's like a total touristy place.
Oh, okay.
But they have a jetty out there that's all these just big, giant, jagged rocks that you can walk on.
Nice.
Right on the ocean. But the day we went was the shittiest day that I was there.
Of course.
It like they said it hit 52. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is late March. Fucking shitty spring weather.
Yeah.
It was drizzly all day. No real rain, just drizzly and cold. like that kind of gets you to,
Yep,
you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. To the bone.
Yeah, like we went out there and I walked on them, and the rocks, they're big and they're slippery, so you got to be careful. But we walked around a little bit, took a few pictures, and then we came back to the car. I mean, we were like out there maybe 15 minutes, and I'm like, and that chilled me to the bone. I need a coffee,
Yeah.
just to warm up, So we stopped at the store, and I just they had hot chocolates. I was like, hell yeah, that was the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot of I traveled a lot of that state. Now, a few he had a quote.
Did you go to Spokane?
No, Spokane's like kind of far. I think.
It is.
It's a good hike.
Compared to there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like more over on the
Walla
east.
Walla.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The penitentiary.
What me being the
Kenneth
avid
Bianchi.
the avid YouTube virtual mountain climber that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
What cool peaks did you see?
I did see.
Did you see Rainier?
It was really hard when we were close enough to it. It was really hard because it was very overcast in that area. Not in the area we were in, but where
Rainier
yeah.
was. Yeah.
So the picture, what I was showing you guys that night off of his deck, that is part of the Cascades.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But like the clouds were sitting low, but like it was crazy. Like almost every single night, even if it was crappy out, about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, like all of a sudden the sky started splitting up, sun started going down, and like beautiful view of the mountains every night.
Wow.
It was wild. I think only that one, no, even that crappy night, it kind of did that. So yeah, it was, I mean, like weather wise, it's a little bit behind ours, but like you could look at their long-term forecast. It's already starting to get to like what we've just had.
Yeah.
So
it could have just,
they're just, he said they were about 12 degrees, 10 to 12 degrees below normal that year, part of the year. And he said, usually most of the rain's gone by then. So
yeah, that's because their weather's not supposed to be that much cooler than here.
No, it isn't. And then like he said they get plenty of sun. They get a lot of overcast too.
Actually, I'm looking on the weather app, and next Friday it's going to be 80 there.
Yeah.
So they get up into the 80s and all that shit too.
Yeah.
Well, the most important question while you were out there, how many Sasquatches did you see?
Oh yeah,
I saw a lot of Sasquatch things, but
Paraphernalia.
You've never seen him.
I didn't get any.
Well, that's why you probably
We
didn't
thought
notice
maybe
him.
in the
He's
bushes.
at that point, he's hiding in plain sight. So everybody's like throwing all their different cutouts and stuff around. He's like, I can just walk around like normal.
Right,
Nobody
right.
would notice.
Yeah, people just think it's like somebody in a suit.
Yeah,
but it's really him.
It was him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's some of these
He may
ones.
have been out in the woods by us.
Yeah.
I
would count on it. He knew you were coming. You know you're an avid
Well, they're intelligent. They know to avoid people that are trying to expose them. You would have shown who he was.
Yes.
To the world.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to come out.
Oh, I have it.
So you
yes.
left Washington.
I will have every intention of dragging him out.
I'm sure he's walking around Bill's property now that
for
you're
sure.
gone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Bill doesn't care.
No.
He's like, now
You're
that
the
Alan's
hunter.
gone.
Right.
Bill's an excavator. He's not.
Right.
He's not a by trade Sasquatch.
No,
hunter like we are.
and he's not a member of Abhoa. None of it. No.
He doesn't care.
Nope. Yep.
So
Yeah, you should make him a member of MHOA though.
But you know what? The best part, I guess, the best part was
members.
when he first picked me up, like immediately.
Yeah.
Like I cannot remember exactly what I said, but when I got in the vehicle, it was something to do with like the parking, him trying to get through to get over to me because it was really crazy there. And I said something, and he just started laughing. We just started immediately laughing, and it was like we never missed a beat.
That's cool.
We hadn't seen each other in 9 years.
Yeah.
So.
And it was.
I don't have friends. I can't relate, but I imagine that's what it's like.
No.
You guys are my only friends.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, same thing.
So it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot out there. And we'll see. Maybe more to come.
Cool.
The story has not ended.
No. He wanted me to come out and hang out, but he also had he was planning on offering me a job, and he still does. He's going to put together a legit on paper proposal,
and
and
An indecent one.
Then we go from there. Yeah, an decent.
hopefully
of course,
decent.
Of course, never decent.
It's never.
So, but yeah, it's cool out there, and
Cat, why
I liked
are you
it.
bothering me? Normally you
Yeah.
don't.
Seemed a little more laid back. He doesn't work ball busting hours.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
didn't have to work any ball busting hours this week. It was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
After working all that overtime.
Did they get the hack situation
No.
figured out?
Listen,
now?
Oh,
fixed
you were
it.
working a lot of overtime?
I had like 35 hours of overtime on my check this last time.
Oh.
So
'Cause
no,
of the
hold
hack.
on. My math's off. 43 hours of overtime.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
After having like zero.
For like 4 years?
For 4 years, I did. For 4 years, I had, even during when we did not COVID, because during COVID we didn't do much of anything. But when the COVID shot went live, and we
Yeah,
started
and you were
getting
getting
paperwork
like
for
an
that.
hour here or there by taking shots.
Well, I was getting
places.
mileage because I
Yeah.
was dropping stuff off at the college
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah,
This is the only time you sniffed anything close to overtime.
I probably had over the course of 3 months, maybe at that point, 20 hours of overtime.
Right.
And I just, yeah, my check was like 123 hours.
This was all due to
The hack.
the hack.
Yeah.
I have the most
Wow.
regimented
It got better this week.
overtime possible. It's a half an hour a day.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours a week.
I would be
Mhm.
fine with that. And actually, it
Mhm.
is. Mine is kind of like that because when I get home, I'm not at work, but I still have to finish some stuff up at home. So I'm usually getting a half hour plus at home
Mm.
of overtime.
So
It wasn't like that this time. I mean,
So-
I was there from like 6 to later than 6 multiple times.
the funniest thing about the hack is
weekends.
like literally 2 months ago was when I finally, every one of my doctors and specialists that I have,
Yeah.
from the eye guy, because when I got the erosion cut,
Yeah.
and my ear, nose, and throat, everything I put in that one network. So I was like, that way they're all in one network and I can manage it all from my patient portal.
Mhm.
Trying to say it so I don't talk to you, but I guess it doesn't matter. Is the portal thing like the Athena thing?
No.
Okay, it's different.
It just says patient portal. Actually, yeah, I think it says Athena.
That's fine. That's actually separate.
Okay, that is.
You should be fine. The only thing it's going to affect is pharmacy stuff.
Oh,
At that point. So your
Oh.
records and everything, all that stuff is still legit. It's only going to affect people as far as the hospitals go, and trying to get your stuff from the pharmacies
Oh,
is the big thing.
I need a ear, nose, and throat doctor.
yeah. I have-
Ours used to be Dr. Fishman. I think he retired.
Dr. Fishman.
Yeah.
Is he a JOO?
I don't know, but he worked at the,
That's what you want.
he worked at
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm like. I want him.
he
Want
worked at
that
the
or
surgery
Asian,
center
one of the
down
two.
12 and down here 12 Mile, the St. Clair Shores one. He used to work out there,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah, I just need to, get all that
stuff
good
checked.
Yeah.
have you gone like since your accident 20 some odd years ago for ear, nose, and throat checkups and stuff? I mean, just because your eye had
no, and that's kind of why I want to do it.
sinus cavity.
Yeah, because like my sinus will start draining, and it feels like shards of glass down my throat, and I'll
Yeah.
choke.
That's
and
normal.
Choke
I
and
go
choke.
through that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just talked about that last week.
Yeah, but like it happens like all the time.
Yeah, I would just talk to your regular doctor and see if he recommends one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best way to go.
My
Smart.
regular doctor.
Yeah, not your oncologist or
I
whatever.
have a regular doctor.
Oh,
My oncologist writes all my scripts.
well, ask your oncologist then.
He's the man.
Just say, hey,
I have his personal phone number.
can you recommend an ENT?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had like recommended, like all of my doctors and my surgeon were like, when I told him about mom's doctor being my permanent doctor, they were like, yeah, that's a good choice. And then I was like, well, I don't know. Do I need a regular doctor yet? What do I need one for? Like really right now?
Just, yeah.
I mean, there's,
I
mean, because everything that my oncologists do are part of a general, because I go to them every 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they have all these tests that they
You're doing
want,
blood
and
work,
blood
you go there,
work and
yeah.
everything,
you're right.
So I just didn't think that it was kind of pointless to have another doctor every 6 months to see for nothing.
Yeah, because you're getting everything checked.
I would sooner, it would probably behoove me more to just have like a cardiologist and an ear, nose, throat guy person. And then once all this stuff's done, then I'll, have it all. Okay, here's my.
Well, technically, with Amazon, you don't need anything other than special. If you just need your like your little prescriptions. You know
Yeah.
what they are and when you need
Yeah,
them.
my blood pressure.
You just literally just go on and you use your home blood pressure machine and take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they do all that, and then they just give you your more pills for 6 months.
Bill was just telling me because like his tooth was bothering him, and then he just told me today. He goes, I had to go. He goes, I had to get some antibiotics. It's bad. I gotta get it fixed. But it's I got the antibiotics now. I'm like, that's cool. He goes, yeah, I went to this doc app. I didn't even want to buy it, but somebody told me to do it. He goes, it was $80 for the first time. He goes, any other time now that I'm a member, it's $30. And they immediately assessed him with 5 questions, 6 questions, and then went, all right, go get this penicillin. And because that's what they got to do anyway. He's got an infection. So even before, this is better anyway, because before he goes to see the dentist, the infection's cleared up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they won't do it. They won't touch you until it's gone.
If they do anything, they'll drill a hole in the tooth,
drain it,
and give you an antibiotic. That's all they'll do, which pretty much fixes it, because then they pack it with fake filling, which gets hard by your saliva.
Yeah.
And it's got clove in it.
Yeah.
And you can buy it at the store.
Yeah.
You gotta get rid of infections before they do anything.
Because they did that to a tooth for me like 20 fucking years ago, and I still just get back the fucking shit in it.
The clove oil.
I never had it fixed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think my issue is I'm on a couple different medications. I'm hoping to get off of them because my blood levels are so good. She said if I lost weight, I'd quit taking them, but I won't. I'm not losing weight. But
not. You mean besides blood pressure medication?
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
I can get off.
yeah.
I can get off because it's
Sure.
so under control now.
Yeah.
But it's causing dry mouth, and the dry mouth is. I'm pretty sure my teeth are going to rot out of my skull if I don't get.
Well, dry mouth's not good, but like there's some good mouthwashes that help with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that are not like they don't have alcohol. They don't have like drying factors.
Yeah, I'm on one that's got a green. It's like Dr. something
like
other.
Yeah.
Stuff.
They used to be the one you used to be able to get that was really legit back in the day was Biotine, but I don't think it's as legit as it used to be.
None of them are.
Yeah,
all the stuff that used to be like strong and like kick the shit out of stuff. It's not strong.
Anything that works, they take off the shelf because they want you to die.
Yeah,
like it's dangerous.
Because there's like
global eugenics dehumanization.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but long story. If you're part of that Athena thing, that's set up by a bunch of the different medical groups like Cornerstone and a few other ones. They're the ones that kind of did that.
Okay.
It's connected, but it's its own thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it wasn't really affected by it. This is straight up just the hospitals that are directly connected to
Okay.
that. So you shouldn't have any issues.
All right. Cool.
I need a refill though. And
Yeah.
My
I'm gonna do that.
well, like I was getting them every 30, and then my oncologist, when he called it in for me the first time, he set it up a 90-day.
Yeah.
And then just gave me 2, and then the next time I came in, he gave me 2, and then the next time I came in, I still had some, and he gave me 2 more. So like I'm good for like a while now.
Yep. Right.
Until I see him again. Actually,
I had the doc set me up for all 90 days things. Fuck this. I'm not going there every 30 days.
Yeah.
It's 3 miles.
Yeah, when I told him, I go, yeah, they want me to come in and get. I go, I keep getting these physicals from you guys, and he goes, oh, I got this. Who's your pharmacy? I'm like Costco and Roseville. He's like, beep, boop. And he goes, yeah. Well, let's get rid of these stupid 30-day things first.
30 days are
And
done.
he's like, boop, 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 boop. He goes, there you go.
30 days should only be for like painkillers or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And most of those are only 10 days anyways.
Yeah. You're out of. They give you like 12 pills.
Yeah.
Even the antibiotics, it's a 5-day thing.
I'm scared to go on a plane, doc. Here's your 3 Xanax.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know? That's what they usually,
That's a good point. Yeah, they get one before you get on the flight, one before you come back on the flight.
Yeah.
But I had a plane fiasco, so
Yeah, I would definitely lead to some Xanax there.
no,
I
I
definitely
just
have to eat a
I
couple.
I wasn't stressed out about it. I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'm stuck in an airport for 2 days.
That or I
This is not good. And then
hit up a bar for the first time in years.
Bill came through
That's cool.
and got me a ticket there. And then
Well, you were going to be stuck in Detroit and then also stuck in Denver for a day, right?
yeah, basically, like it kept getting delayed. And finally, like I was already in Seattle, like 8 minutes when the flight from Detroit to Denver took off.
And it was going to Denver. So yeah.
Yeah. And
basically-
then Denver, it was going to get there. Well, it changed by this point, but so Denver's 2 hours difference. But
Mhm.
so it left Detroit at like 11:43, and it got to Denver at like 11:43.
Wow.
Something like that. Denver time. It was 11:40, 11:30 something, 11:40 something. I don't remember. So then it's there at that time. Well, I was going to be staying there all that day.
Yeah.
Until like 6:45 or something like that. That Friday night, and then it was going to fly into Seattle, and that's like less than it's like a 2-hour flight or something like that. So I would have been there like 8:30. So basically about the same time I got there, but the next day.
Next day. Yeah.
And I was, so I was like, damn, Bill, I appreciate it. He goes, well, technically, I brought you out for a job interview. He
Yeah.
goes, so I'm going to write it off.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, me and him went out to this job site, and he was showing me this job site. And I got to mess around on skidsters, and we moved dirt around. And he was grading the driveway because they're getting ready to bring a cement truck in, so he's grading it even more.
Mhm.
And so all I was doing was screwing around with the joysticks, and
Yeah.
I was just picking up big old things of dirt that he was moving and taking it over and putting it on a pile. And he goes, so you just did like half a day's work in like an hour. I'm like, oh, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, he goes, that helped
You
me
gotta
out.
slow down.
He goes, that helped me out a lot.
You're making the
And
union
so-
look bad.
So he
Big
added
time.
he added 2 machines. By the time we left there, he added 2 machines for most of a day onto his invoice for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes, now I wrote off you coming out here. He goes, then he hands me money. He goes, now you can buy that fucking ticket back and get rid of that fucking Frontier bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did.
Nice.
So basically, I worked for an hour, and he gave me he billed enough to give me a whole fucking
Your whole trip.
my whole plane ticket.
Gonna have to go out there and have him build Radio Underground pond.
Yeah.
Look, it could be your pond. I'm just gonna call it like this
He should.
online.
Honestly,
I'll name
yeah.
it after us online.
We'll just go.
But
We'll
it's your
set up,
pond.
we'll go set up the cameras.
We'll call it On Radio Underground Pond,
Yeah.
like the old movie.
Yeah,
with
on
Henry
Golden
Fonda.
Pond. And Doug McKeon.
Yeah, we're gonna introduce
Oh,
some
yeah.
threadfin shad.
I didn't know who the fuck Doug McKeon was until like 2 days ago, and it was like Mischief with Kelly Preston. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's that dude's name.
Yeah, that's Doug McKeon.
I was just looking up Mischief.
I don't think he's a relation of Nancy
Not at all.
McKeon or
She's got-
Philip McKeon.
She's got it. Yeah, those two are related.
I
But
believe
he's
the
not
late
related.
Philip McKeon.
But
I
I
believe
just
her brother passed away.
someone brought Mischief. I'm like, oh, Kelly
Yeah,
Preston.
Mischief, Kelly Preston,
Kelly
Doug
Preston's naked in
McKeon.
that. I gotta check that out. It's on Tubi TV.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Heard about
You're
that.
not going to see her tubies.
Oh
on
no, they show
Tubi.
nudity on TV.
They do.
Oh yeah, it's just commercials. It's uncut. It's just commercials.
Oh, I got to
Yeah.
set up for Tubi.
Yeah.
Boy, that viral
all like the
Oilers
80s
fan,
movie.
she had perfect tits. didn't
Oh, dude,
Oh Lord, I don't understand how she went viral.
she? Yeah,
I just
I
don't.
don't get it.
I don't get it.
it astounds me that she's
Amazing.
gone viral.
Those were fucking amazing.
Honestly, because when she showed her face, she's not ugly, but she
No.
wasn't what I expect. You know, I'm
She
thinking,
had, she had a very normal like mom type.
She
She
looked like-
she's super pretty,
she's
but
very-
like she wasn't like this smoking hot young
No.
thing.
no, she looked.
She's older.
I mean, I don't mean that like perfect.
Dude, like that's
She's
the
gorgeous, but she looked like someone's mom.
that was like a definition of a fucking MILF
Yeah,
right
That
there.
was a total milf.
That was a definition of what I always considered a MILF. I'm like, Jesus, that's a mom I'd like to fuck.
Yep.
Exactly what a MILF is, right?
She is.
Who by God
She-
wouldn't?
She was banging hot. I was like, gee. And then like when afterwards she just went, like she did like this look like, oh, did I just do that? And then went, oh
Yeah,
well,
did I do
that's
that?
my team.
Did
And I
do
was just
that?
like, I'm so proud of you.
That's funny. Yeah, they're perfect.
There was
Perfect
a lot of fucking hotties in Seattle.
I'm sure.
There was also a lot of fatties in Seattle.
So if you guys, for those of you that haven't seen her tits,
And when
I'll
I say fatties, I don't mean like the fatties I like.
check the Discord,
Check
guys.
the Discord.
You guys want to see it? Check the Discord. Which actually, I need to turn on our Discord.
She
Case.
was she was good looking,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it doesn't look like you said. She's very pretty. Looks like she didn't get herself all dialed up for the game, which is cool because
Oh, she had like
you're
a
there for the
regular
hockey
basic
game.
look. Yeah.
just drinking some beers. I will say, it looked
Drinking.
like her boobs had been fixed.
Yeah, they may have been lifted a little.
Yeah,
A little boost.
they didn't look like they were
Possible.
enlarged. It's just looked like they'd been lifted.
I love the unedited one where the girl just lifts up the back of her fucking shirt, her jersey a little, shows her butt, or
Yeah.
in her
Oh,
jeans.
Well,
That's fine too.
the thing that kind of bummed me out, you can tell the girl in the row right below her
Right.
just did it too, because she's fooling with her.
Oh,
Sure.
that's what I thought. I thought she was just showing her butt a little
No,
bit.
she
did.
She had just flashed it.
Oh, so you can't get that one.
But
It must
huh?
be an
no one
Oilers
has
thing.
that one. They only got the flashly stacked.
So
That's the way I call it.
only in Edmonton, only
Yeah.
in Oiler country, oral country,
Oral country.
You
know what really
Edmonton
bums-
oral.
You know what really bums me out about it though is Edmonton is like one game away from the Stanley Cup Finals. It's fucking Ken Holland,
Oh yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
who used to be our. It's like, damn it! I want Eiserman to get us to the playoffs before Edmonton did anything, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, Edmonton already had all these like top number one fucking picks forever. They
Yeah.
had like great drafts before they brought
He
him in.
cleaned house a little bit though.
And then
got
he
rid of
cleaned.
a
He
lot of
did.
people.
He cleaned house and he had all this money and he bought some players.
Yeah.
You know, but look, Ken Holland did a great job here. It was just at the end he got he was too loyal to the fucking guys who brought him all the fame.
He spent a lot of money.
The problem was Johan Franzen wasn't worth $7 fucking million a year.
No.
And giving Datsuk and giving fucking Zetterberg these giant fucking contracts at the end of their careers was retarded.
Yeah.
And then Steve Weiss got, and then Steve Weiss, like somebody.
maybe those.
I think
They look
augmented,
pretty
dude.
good to me.
Those
They
were.
look-
I
look
think
legit.
they were absolutely.
Let's-
It was the
let's
way she
close
leaned
in.
back, but when you see
Back
when
into the
she-
left.
so when she turns and
Back
starts to
into
bring
the left.
The left. Okay.
No.
when
This
she
is
starts to come
from
down
JFK.
with it, when she starts to bring it down,
You see the
see,
side.
yeah, right there, that, yeah,
I
that
love that I can
that
control reality.
flibbity flobbity flu, that I mean,
Damn.
it's hard to tell.
I was doing JFK grassy knoll. People talking about it's like back and to the left. It's from the movie JFK.
Look at.
What's the
Oh man.
that dude's like, I'm trying, I missed it, I
I
didn't get it. They took great ditch.
My kids have been walking around saying they took their dams for the last 3 days.
Oh yeah, it's so great.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Have you watched the
No.
Ozempic?
Well,
You need to watch it.
I know, and I know they're
Super funny.
pretty much standalone things, but
Oh, they are.
I want to be. I have a problem. I got to watch everything in order.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you still need to see.
That's called
I've
OCD, Brian.
You haven't seen the Cred?
Oh no,
Perfectly acceptable.
You haven't seen any of these?
no,
Oh, so you haven't seen the Streaming Wars? You haven't seen the?
no.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch all those.
I know.
I watched them all again while I was there.
I watched.
When
I'll tell
we,
you know what the most disturbing thing was? One of the episodes we watched was Special Olympics, and
Yeah.
not Hartman doing just doing everything he can. Like the most research he's ever done in his life for anything was how
Yeah.
to act retarded.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But was what's his name? Jimmy on steroids
yeah,
beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
I know.
I was like, he starts beating the crap out of her. I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of messed up.
yeah.
You're not gonna leave me, bitch. I'll kill you. He's just hitting her with his canes and stuff. He's beating the crap out of her.
That's the first thing I ever seen Ben Affleck in, was one of those HBO
Oh,
short movies where he was a
yes.
steroid guy.
That's one of my favorites.
You think I need steroids to kick your fucking ass? He's trying to
Bounces,
kick it.
doesn't he like kick the guy's head off the sign and stuff?
Yeah, just almost
Oh.
killed the guy.
yeah.
I never.
It was like an HBO after.
I mean, in like 1991 or
the
something.
very first thing I ever saw him in was Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah.
I never saw.
This
Yeah.
This is probably 2 years before that.
Yeah. Right.
And he starts getting back knee and stuff, and
Yeah.
he's like, what's going on? And he almost kills that guy.
Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man. Oh, he's roid raging.
Him and Damon were in Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And
Then-
extras at Fenway.
Then
Park.
at the end, they would bring
Oh.
the real guy out, the person that the show
Yeah.
was based on. He's like, "Hi, I'm Aaron, and I was addicted to steroids, and it caused me 6 heart attacks." And
yeah.
he
Mm.
tell his life story.
Did another one, that kid Benny, where he was something was wrong with him. I can't remember what it was, but they were going to show the real Benny, except he was dead.
Oh no,
They didn't show him. It was,
Right.
but it was stuff like that. It was like their version of the after school specials,
yep.
but it was obviously
On HBO, huh?
HBO did it. Yeah,
Remember a
Nice.
drug dealer kid got shot in the throat?
Yeah.
And now he's crippled. He's
he's
like,
crippled.
I thought I was invincible. Doing the
Yeah, I didn't
Till
see
I got
any of
shot in the
these.
throat.
Like that would have been like the perfect time for me to watch them, but I was what 18, 19. I probably would have just been stoned laughing at them.
Get out.
Going, is
Don't
this
do
for
that.
real, man?
It was a lot of unintentional comedy.
Yeah, is this for
As
real?
those things
A
tend
Body
to
to
be.
Die For is what it was called.
Oh,
A
all
body
right.
to die for.
I remember the drug kid's name, Eddie Montos.
Oh, A Body to Die For, the Aaron Henry story.
Aaron Henry, yeah. Then Eddie Montos was the drug dealer.
Um,
I'm Eddie Montos.
Eddie Montos.
No one's gonna tell me.
It was
anymore.
actually called HBO's Families in Crisis,
Yeah.
and they made like after school specials.
Then I remember there was one where Bob Saget was in it.
I don't remember that one.
Not one of those. It was a movie called because it's Pride Month, perfect time. It's called The Truth About Alex.
Oh yeah,
He was,
yeah.
he was gay,
Yeah,
and his best friend was Scott Baio.
yeah.
And then he went into a bathroom, and they were just he was I don't know talking to some guy like, oh, you ain't some fucking faggot or something like that, and he actually I am, and then the guy beat him up just for being gay in the bathroom.
Yeah.
you can't be gay in the bathroom.
You
can't
can't
be
be gay in the bathroom
Look,
with me.
You can be gay in the bathroom. Just don't. You can't be telling us that.
So he starts wailing on him
Yeah.
as he should have.
Yeah.
No, but it was they used to do a lot of those little movies.
Power, the Eddie Montos story.
Eddie Montos, that was it. I was Eddie Montos.
That actually,
I wasn't gonna be told what to do.
that had the kid from fucking Stargate. Remember when they went through the Stargate and they ended up in like distant Egypt planet?
Yeah.
The kid who Kurt Russell identified with and like kind of connected to because his son had just killed himself in our world.
Yeah.
That kid was Eddie Matos.
Oh, okay.
Alexis Cruz.
I'm Eddie Montos.
Also Isaiah Washington's in it. Okay. Yeah, they had a bunch of good ones. So yeah, the Aaron Henry story. Someone had to be Benny. That's what it was. Someone had to be Benny. A terminally ill teenage boy sues for the right to stop his medical treatment. They did not show Benny because Benny was dead.
You'll stay alive and suffer and like it.
They had 15 of those things. 15 episodes
Wow.
like that.
Was the one where? No, I think it was a movie.
There was a bulimic one.
Yeah, that was a good one. She was throwing up.
That was with Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, of all people, perfect.
Yeah.
And then she had to. I don't even remember it being her, but I remember she would throw up in jars.
Yeah.
And what got her, like her intervention or where they saved her, is she was throwing up in jars and Tupperware.
Yeah.
And they found the bags,
Ew.
the bag full of the puke Tupperware.
So I'd never seen any. I've only seen like 2 of those A&E things. The intervention.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I
those
only
are-
saw 2 of them. One of them was the dude from Three Dog Night.
Chuck
Oh, nice.
Negron.
It was his kid.
Yeah.
That was messed up by
Travis
this time.
from Days of the New was a good
Yeah,
one.
I saw a clip of that one, but I saw that one with the dude from Three Dog Night, and then the other one was this chick who was smoking hot,
Of course.
and she was a fucking puker,
Oh.
and that's what she worked
Well, it
for. She
depends.
worked
How-
for some real estate company.
What's she doing to make herself puke? Are you going to help her puke?
Well, she would go out with her
With your
husband.
dick.
She'd go out with her husband and kids,
Oh.
and they would go to all you can eat places. And
Oh,
she-
you're talking about straight up
And
Indian
then
version.
she'd go, okay, I gotta go check on
I
this.
thought you were talking about deep throat.
She worked
action.
for this guy. She worked for some real estate company, and she like had access to all the houses that they had up, listed. And
Fucking
like
hot.
she started to leave. She goes, oh, she pretended like she had this. Oh, I gotta go and check on this. He goes, don't you fucking go and puke again? God damn it. He's like, you need to stop this.
You
You're
want her
gonna
thin
kill
or
your-"
not?
He's like, you're gonna fucking kill yourself. And then she like, something like that. I don't remember it.
Yeah. Wow.
But anyway, like, yeah, then she goes and they show her going to the garage of this like attached garage of this house, and she's fucking jamming a fucking
Well,
fucking toothbrush down her throat, fucking making herself vomit. in
It's
these
really bad.
bags.
You said toothbrush, but instantly my mind went to dildo.
Yeah, dildo, yes. Well, that's
Same
the
thing.
best way.
Yeah,
The
that-
first thing I was like, she's jamming a dildo down her throat.
yeah, that happens.
It happens.
That's-
Yeah, that was craziness.
There was a couple hot chicks on there. There was one that she
An
was.
intervention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's one she was a drunk, and she was like a bad drunk. Like right in the morning, starts right off with whiskey, just slamming it. But she was really hot. If she stopped, she would be hot right now.
Yeah.
I was reading some of these families in crisis. and
Meth girl was hot, blonde meth girl, gorgeous.
The people they had in it, that like they had some people that would be decent sized stars eventually. Callista Flockhart, This one was about suicide with Will Wheaton in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
back
was
to the HBO special. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
sorry.
probably
It
that
kinda
was
goes along
Power,
with that.
right?
Well,
No, that's
that
Eddie Montos.
was Eddie Matos.
What's the name of the show again? I'm sorry.
Families, life stories, families in crisis.
Yes,
Yeah.
on HBO.
Yeah,
For those
like,
of you
that's
want to look it up.
That's probably how a lot of those people got notice.
This one's
Sorry.
called Gunplay: The Last Day in the Life of Brian Darling, and it had I don't know any of those people. Never mind. People aren't important. Blood Brothers, the Joey DePaula story, had Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, really?
Oh, let's see. Lawrence Taylor doesn't say. No Visible Bruises, the Katie Kessner story. That was about date rape. It had Julie Bowen from Modern Family and Happy Gilmore.
That one should have been called Lead On.
Yeah.
The date rape.
Well, what was it? Should be called? Well, what was she wearing?
Yeah.
She had
Sometimes it's her
She
fault.
was asking for it, being all provocative.
Sometimes it's her fault. The date rape story.
Yep. Domestic violence. She had it coming.
Dead
The
drunk.
name of it.
Dead drunk. The Kevin Tunnell story. It's
Yeah.
about drunk driving.
Yeah,
It's got Sam Rockwell and Georgia Fox from CSI.
The Curse of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Irish. That one could have been called.
Oh, she
More-
was like
more
in
than-
the original one or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More Than Friends. The Coming Out of Heidi Leiter. That's about coming out.
Okay.
Had the chick from Sliders and Claire Danes.
Ooh.
Body to Die For. The Aaron Henry story. Steroid abuse. Ben Affleck and the Ernie Hudson, who looks like he may be on steroids now.
Yeah, he's like 78.
He's not. He's
jacked.
just always been in good shape. I guess he's gotten wicked good shape.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have any famous people. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, he
now.
wouldn't be alive if he abused them. He probably did TRT and he's at the perfect amount.
Right.
Perfect amount
Right.
of testosterone.
This
Yeah.
one's confronting Brandon, the intervention of an addict. Oh, that has Lisa Zane in it. That made me think of something. I wanted to show you. I think I sent it in the group chat, but I don't think Alan had seen it yet. Alan, I got something to show you,
All right.
Show him.
and I want you to tell me what you're seeing. Who is this picture of?
That's Brando.
No,
No, it's not. It's Billy Zane.
Billy Zane is
As
Brando.
Brando. Holy crap.
He looks just fucking like
He
him.
looks just like him, dude. There's a tell with him though that
Yeah.
there was something on his face that right away, as soon as I looked for a second, I go, that's Brando. Wait a minute.
Yep.
And then there was something I looked at right at the middle of his face. It was like how Brando had something very different right here, the lip to nose.
Yep.
When he would talk.
Well,
And
Billy Zane did a
Billy
good job.
Zane's got something different, but yes, he did.
He's playing Brando in a biopic.
Is he really?
Yeah, it's called
Dude,
Waltzing with Brando.
He looks just like him.
Yep. Hopefully he gets some Oscar talk. They're hoping that he has his own what do you call it? What's his name? Brendan Fraser had a renaissance. They're like maybe Billy Zane will have a
Okay, I didn't know Billy Zane had a sister,
Lisa.
and I didn't know that was his sister that
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, she's got the dark eyebrows too.
Yeah.
Dark eyes. We talked about Power, the Eddie Matos story that had Alexis Cruz, Nestor Serrano, who usually plays some kind of Hispanic cop in everything he's ever been in. Isaiah Washington, A Dangerous Affair. That doesn't sound. Oh, she gets the HIV. No, that's not cool. And then Benny. I already talked about Benny. They don't have those on HBO Max or anything. I wish they did because I haven't watched that shit. The Affleck one was hilarious.
They totally need to bring him back.
Yeah. Like when he beat the shit out of that guy. I was like, it made me think of an episode of 21 Jump Street where steroids were involved. They weren't doing steroids, they were doing blood packing.
Yeah, the blood packing. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Take your own blood, put it in the freezer.
Yep.
Then it was high school wrestling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's high school wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, and then you take it out. And
Yep.
then you can it doesn't change your weight, doesn't change your your blood test for
Yeah. Because your body just replenishes that blood after a week. You
can
just
give you a heart attack, but
yeah,
who
but
cares?
at least you'll win.
Yeah.
That's important.
A lot of those who are the guys that used to do that? Lance Armstrong, those guys.
Lance Armstrong.
They blood pack. a little bit.
But the wrestler, anybody has a cut weight, the wrestlers would be a big thing. And did you guys see that about the wrestler? You know who Gable Stevenson is?
Yeah.
He
was in he won the Olympics. Yeah.
Olympic. He's a heavyweight wrestler,
Yep.
obviously.
Okay.
Because no football experience whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that's who
He's never played football, ever. He signed with the Buffalo Bills as a nose tackle
Well, I know why they signed him,
because he's big and strong.
because he's big and strong and has
And the leverage.
incredible balance.
Yeah.
And it worked with Stephen Neal Stephen Neal.
That's
didn't-
true.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Stephen Neal didn't even play high school. He didn't even play in high school. Nothing.
No, I fucking forgot about
But
that.
he-
Holy shit.
But they were like, well, this guy beat Brock Lesnar at amateur wrestling. So Lesnar tried out for the Vikings, but he was a little too old at the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was kind of going to be more of a project and would have taken time. He was athletic enough, but
Mhm. He was
so
raw.
so he's like, I'll just go to UFC. But Neil, they kind of groomed him in and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, they're gonna do it with Gable Stevenson now. Not Stevenson,
Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Only difference is because it's defense, you got to be a little quicker than a offensive lineman.
Yeah.
But he is African American, so the quickness is probably.
Oh
there.
yeah, there's obviously
Yeah, I
that
totally forgot. Yeah, Stephen Neal. I fucking forgot
Twitch.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. And he got like he basically mutilated everybody in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Olympics, dude. He's just awesome.
And obviously he's got to make a living.
That's
and
the-
he's
I
not
think
gonna
he's
make a
like
living in
280
wrestling.
pounds
What's
and he
his
does
name?
standing back.
Gabriel Stevenson.
Gable
Gable.
Stevenson.
Stevenson.
His dad named him
Stevenson.
after Dan Gable.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Not Clark Gable.
Not Clark Gable.
I'm a mulatto, actually.
Yeah.
His dad's white, mom's black.
Okay,
So he can do backflips, though. It's 280 pounds, standing backflip.
you know what? I
Hmm.
don't know when that became a thing, but every athlete now, I think it's a prerequisite. If you want to be a top athlete, you have to be able to do a backflip or multiple flips.
Well,
You have standing backflip.
I think
they
that-
do it at the NFL Combine every time they finish a drill for each position. So if the cornerbacks finish up, when the last guy does it, they'll do backflips and shit. It's like,
Huh?
what the fuck?
I'll tell you, if you like in a physical sport like that,
Yeah.
like taking gymnastics, probably even doing yoga, taking some ballet, whatever, getting that flexibility, that's only going to make you a better athlete.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think most of these guys did take any gymnastics.
They're
It's
just
they
athletic.
just-
Yeah,
they
yeah.
tried it once, it worked. They did it some more.
Well,
Well,
sure.
well,
I mean, but they've got amazing.
Anthony
core strength.
Richardson did it after his draft thing, and that guy's like 6'4".
Yeah, they got
230.
amazing core strength.
No,
yeah.
Justin Gagey
Yeah.
jumps on top of the cage and does a perfect backflip off the cage and lands on his feet from like 15 foot in the air.
Yeah.
When he wins a fight.
Yeah.
So these people are all
It's amazing.
freakish athletes.
Freaks.
I could
They're
do a
freaked.
cartwheel once at
I-
one point. in my life.
You remember that movie?
I've done it
Freaks?
off of a 18-inch riser.
Did you break an ankle?
No, but I blew out my calf.
Oh, you said Freaks. You ever remember that movie Freaked with Alex Winter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. It's 30 years old now.
Nice.
31 years old now.
Nice.
And I watched it with my kids the other day. And I was like, oh, they're not
I
gonna
would
like this
dare
movie.
say that's his second most known role because the Lost Boys, he kind of was hidden.
Yeah, Marco
Yeah.
wasn't known.
He wasn't really known in the Lost Boys.
So I'm
We
thinking
knew.
we're gonna watch this movie, and my kids are either gonna love it or they'll absolutely hate it. There's not gonna be any middle ground with this at all
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. But I started reading some of the history of this thing, and Alex Winter and whoever he was writing it with had the ideas in like 89,
Yeah.
88 actually. He said he had one idea back when he was
Right after Bill and Ted.
well, that too, but he said he kind of had the ideas when he was after the Lost Boys and stuff. So he started there. He got a writer and they helped out, and then he met this guy named Gibby Haynes,
Yeah.
who helped come with some of the other ideas. Gibby Haynes from the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And that's why there's Butthole Surfer songs, and he helped work on the soundtrack and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
You save money right there.
it was like
Getting
they
those
wanted the
rights.
story, and it was supposed to be R-rated, and there was a lot more gore and swearing,
Gratuitous stuff.
and nobody would touch it. They're like, it's
Yeah.
already too weird.
Well, yeah, when you got Gibby involved,
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. You're gonna have to probably tame it down if you want it to be anything that the movies will allow.
It's
Well-
one of those movies I couldn't make heads or tails of it when I saw it when I was a kid.
If you
but I
watch
liked
as,
it.
if you watch as an adult, you pick up so much more stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much like little hidden things. Like,
I liked it right off the bat.
oh yeah, I did too.
it
I've
was
always been a fan.
weird. I liked it.
And Randy Quaid with his he's really sunburnt in it. And he's got the like orangish hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but I've never seen him look when he makes these faces look more like his brother than he does in his fucking.
Oh
movie.
yeah, yeah.
There's certain looks he does. I'm like, holy shit, he looks just like Dennis Quaid.
yeah, you're right.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've heard that they try to make Texas Chainsaw Massacre G-rated. That's doesn't make sense.
Well,
But just watching it though more, and that thing had a $12 million budget, which is big actually,
Yeah.
and it made like $29,000 in theaters.
Oh my God.
They released it in 2 theaters for one night in the United States, so we can get a release.
I wonder if they got their 29 million back or 12 million back.
I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like $12 million. What they spend it on? Because it's not elaborate sets. There's a lot of some special effects, but mostly just puppets and stuff they created, special effects they created themselves, makeup.
Right.
And I'm like, $12 million? They filmed this all in like Southern California somewhere, made it like it was South America.
And there's some movies that I was shocked at how much money they made, because like I said, I've watched movies, but I wasn't into it the way like you were, Brian, you and Craig, or you guys.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, like, for some reason I went on a kick of looking up like sequels, how much money they made. I had no idea that like the Lethal Weapon movies, they made tons of money, the 2, 3, and 4. I thought it just like the first one was popular, the second one was kind of popular. They all made a bunch of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, I don't even like
I don't even remember like big deal being made about them being at the theater or anything.
The first one was
they made a bunch of money.
First one made some money, but after that, I think Lethal Weapon 2 made the most.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
the most.
Like I think like 2 was like far more popular.
And actually, if you watch it now, it's just a straight up action movie. The first one was a better overall movie.
Yeah, like a drama.
A little bit more going on.
A little more intense. Yeah.
The ratings weren't as good for the sequels to the first one, but the money was more.
Yeah, I looked at it and I thought I was wrong for sure on all of them. But I thought like, well, 1 would have been like the most popular, and then 2 would have been a little less popular, and then 3 and 4 would have been nothing.
Yeah.
Really. Wrong. Nope. Completely wrong. 2 made more money than any of them. 3 and 4 were closer to 2 than 1 was the least money.
That's very true.
They make more money when they come to video. That is true. And now, especially with streaming, because they got to buy the rights to it to show it, they make money that way. So even if it's only out in theaters for a week.
What I was reading was the box office total stuff.
Yes.
And it was a lot.
But for movies from back then, they're not going to tell you what the DVD, the video sales rentals were and all that. You wouldn't find out back then. Now it's all out there.
So, I mean, I guess pre-internet.
But
so
the best part of Freaked, and I had forgotten about it until I started watching it, and I'm like, oh yeah. And my kids are watching it, and there's a character named Ortiz, the dog boy, who's a dog boy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he starts talking and stuff, and he's like, I'm Ortiz, the dog boy. And Elizabeth looks at me, and she's like, the voice sounds familiar. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I keep on making her watch, and finally she gets to it. She's like, is that Keanu Reeves? I'm like, it is. He got paid $1 million for
to do that.
For his uncredited camo.
That's why $12 million.
$12 million made more sense. And then Brooke Shields was in it.
Was he getting popular by then?
That was after Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
it was after.
It was after both Bill and Ted's, and it was after Parenthood.
Yeah,
and it was just
right at the time of Speed.
He was probably making Speed at that point.
Because Speed's when he blew up.
That's when he blew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd made River's Edge and some other stuff.
I watched Speed like a year or 2 ago, and I loved it.
Speed's still good.
It's so good.
I love that movie.
Speed just totally holds up.
I remember when the first time I watched that movie, it was in Kentucky, and my Uncle Turtle and Morgan's dad was like, "We're going to watch Speed," because I didn't see it at the theater. I heard so much about it. I'm like, is it any good? Like, well, let's watch it. I'm like, okay. Put it on. I was like, that fucking movie was amazing.
So good.
I love Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper's
him
so
for
good
years
in that.
after that.
That's one of Dennis Hopper's best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That and Waterworld. No, I was kidding.
Dude, I love Waterworld.
I love Waterworld. I don't care what people say, but
I love Waterworld.
He's over the top in both those movies.
Yeah.
And Mario. I love him in Mario.
The funny thing, Sandra Bullock was never the hottest chick in Hollywood, but I always I always had the hots for Sandra Bullock looking girls.
Dude, Sandy B is my chick, man.
Sandra Bullock in Demolition Man and then Speed the following year.
Yeah.
I think she looked the best in both those movies.
She's aged about 7 years since then.
Dude, she is so, she's like, dude, she's bad.
Because in Speed, she's wearing like the little sundress and goes to a tank top and stuff eventually. I'm like, God, she looks so good.
Well, I remember like way back when she was starting to get real popular, and I remember this article about her, and they were like saying that like the reason that like one of the reasons that all these guys are like so like into her is because they feel like she was the type of chick you could just hang out and have a beer with too. You know, she was like one of the dudes. And I was like, I don't know that you could probably have a beer with her, but I don't think she's one of the dudes at all.
She
think
seems
she's
pretty cool though.
I think she's cool, but I think she's like all woman. I don't think she's like
she's super hot, but she seemed for some reason approachable.
yeah.
Why I
That's
don't
what
know.
yeah.
Because she blew up after that too. I mean, Speed was huge.
But I mean, like, there's plenty of women out there that are like, they
Miss
get along with the dudes, no problem, but they're not like one of the dudes. Like, they're all woman.
All woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lethal Weapon thing.
Amy
Lethal Weapon.
Schumer.
You're talking about Lethal Weapon, and Lethal Weapon 2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I know it's not as good as the first one. It's my favorite. And it's just because with the South Africans and some of the stuff going on, and Patsy Kensitt's boobs, and where he's doing the thing with the shoulder, and he's like, he hits against stuff, and then he tears down the South African dude's house, and then when the guy shoots him, he's like, diplomatic immunity. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite movie of that. He's like, just been revoked.
Yep, I love that one.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I don't care. I know it's not quality wise as good as the first one, but to me it's missing some of the what made the first one a great, not just a buddy cop movie, but a great drama. It's missing Gary Busey too.
Oh yeah,
Gary Busey in the first one is like
so great.
The Joshua,
fight scene,
all of it,
so great.
Yep, it's just the whole thing.
Yeah,
and that's the same neighborhood that where Roger's house is the same neighborhood from The Burbs.
Yes.
Everything was filmed in that neighborhood. It's not a real neighborhood. It's on the back lot. But, well, shit. The new Leave It to Beaver was filmed there. A bunch of stuff. They used that for like 40 years.
The new Leave It to Beaver.
That WandaVision show that was just on Disney a couple years ago. That was filmed there. And then they tore the whole thing down and rebuilt it. New houses and stuff. But The Burbs was filmed there. That's how I know it. The Klopek's house and Ray's house and all of it. That was all filmed there.
Awesome.
Yep. Supposed to be making a Lethal Weapon 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's been long enough. They're like, let's make a Lethal Weapon 5. And Richard Donner was working on it, and he's dead now. So Mel Gibson was going to direct it.
Right, but like
Mel Gibson's directed movies before.
Mel
It's basically like
Riggs and Murdoch are old. They're
Murtaugh.
retired. Murtaugh. I'm sorry. Murtaugh.
Have some respect on his name.
I know, Murtaugh. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
They're retired.
Murtaugh.
So what the fuck's up?
That's basically what it's about.
They're going to be retired and come back out to work?
No, Murtaugh would be retired. He is going to be retiring. Riggs is going to be retiring.
Okay.
And then something. I don't know what they're going to do. If they can bring Axel Foley back.
Is he going to say, I'm getting too old for this shit?
He is too old. And actually, when he said that, he was 40 years old.
I know.
He wasn't even that too old for that
like
shit.
80 something.
Yeah. Now I'm 45 doing manual labor. Now
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Murtaugh said that, he was 40.
Yeah.
He's just basically 40. And,
yeah. The first one came out, what, 86?
87. 87, 89.
Yeah, 87.
And then 93 for the third one.
Yeah, so 87. So that was like 37 years ago.
Yeah. No, he's in his late 70s now.
Danny Glover?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he might be 80.
He might be. I haven't looked at it.
I don't know.
But when he said that, it was like, man, he looked, because that's the thing. He always looked a little bit older. He's not like Morgan Freeman looking old.
Yeah.
But he looked old, and the stash made him look even older. So you're thinking, man, that guy's got to be in his 50s by now. And he was like 39 and a half in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, man, he was 12 for that shit. I know what he means now that I'm 44.
He was 13 in The Color Purple. People don't know that.
Yeah. Danny Glover was 13 in The Color Purple. Yeah. It's true.
It's not misinformation. It's true. Just don't look it up.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Just like that picture I shared of Morgan Freeman from the electric company yesterday. He's like, he was 8.
He was 8.
Yeah. He was 8 years old when he made that. But he always looked old. Danny Glover, and not so much as Morgan Freeman, but Danny Glover always seemed older.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman literally was older. I mean, because think about it. Craig brought that up, or was it you? But he was in Driving Miss Daisy. That was 35 years ago. Yeah. And he looked old then.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like 40. Well, he was like 40, almost 50. But he looked really old.
Yeah.
You know?
But some people, they look old.
He's just got one of those faces.
He's got old face.
Yeah.
Some people look old like early in life, but they never get any older, like
That's
Iggy
true.
Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked how old he looked, which is old, but for like 30 years.
Right.
That's true.
Well, like I always like when I see like old movies with Carol O'Connor, he still looks the same.
Yeah.
He like, I mean, and they're black and white movies, but you can see his hair's like kind of dark, but it's gray.
Yep.
You know,
Wilford Brimley, same
and
thing.
he always looked like the same.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like, because his face when he was in Archie Bunker, he didn't look old. He just had that old man look.
Yep.
But if you looked at his
Balding
face,
and a little bit,
when you looked at his face, you could tell he wasn't that old.
No.
You know,
Nope.
but he just looked like an old man.
Wilford Brimley was weird because Wilford Brimley until 82, when he did the thing, he didn't have a mustache.
Yeah.
And then also the next thing you see him in is like I remember seeing him in was Remo Williams like 4 years later, and he had a stash. It was like, and that was like same time as Cocoon and stuff. I'm like,
Right.
all I did was grow a stash. How does he look 25 years old?
Right.
Yeah, he
Right.
looked. He looked.
He didn't
when
look
he was
young.
when
in
he
the
was
thing.
48.
Yeah.
And when he was in his 80s or late 70s, he always looked 62.
Yeah.
That whole time.
Yeah,
well,
he-
like
exactly.
if you just
Yeah.
like pulled up like a page of just like all the casting of like every John Wayne movie, because majority of the people were always
Yep.
the same people.
Yeah.
But you look at them all and they're like, wow, they did all these movies all these years. But that dude looked 60 when he did his first movie with John Wayne,
Yep.
and then he did a movie in the 70s with
Yeah.
him. I'm like, wait a minute.
One I saw was the one I thought of the other day was fucking old guy cowboy. He was in Red Dawn. He's in Cherry 2000. Fucking
Ben Johnson.
But Ben Johnson.
Ben
if you-
Johnson was young
if
when
you
he
see him
started
in-
working with John Wayne.
But if
he
you
was the
see him
younger
in
man.
like oh fuck, one of the Fort movies, I can't even think.
Yeah,
what it was.
Fort
She wore a
Apache
yellow
or Fort-
ribbon, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was in one, and he was like, hot shot on the horse and stuff, and he could do a lot of stuff, and he was really good.
Yeah.
His face was exactly the same.
Yeah.
When he was,
Like
20 something,
when he was like 29.
and then when he was 70,
And when he was 70.
His
Yeah.
face
That's what I'm
was the
saying.
same.
He looked the
Yeah.
same from there all the way to like Harry Crumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot he was in Harry Crumb.
Oh my God. Totally.
Played
Who's
Vince
Harry Crumb?
Barnes.
Yep, that's right. He looked the same. His face never changed. I mean, there was obviously a little bit, his hair changed. He got a little heavier, but he had the same face. You could totally tell. it was
Burt
him.
Lancaster was like that. That dude
Oh,
looked
yeah.
the same, and then all of a sudden in like 1979, then he looked old
Yeah.
for like the last 5 years of his life.
Yeah,
But he still looked the same.
He still looked
he
the
just he was just white.
Yeah.
But he went like bam. It was just like overnight. But he looked the same for 30 fucking years.
He did.
35 years.
maybe not 1979 because he was in Local Hero and that was like 83. So like let's say mid 80s.
But I just remember like the last several years
It
you
was like
started
Field
to
of
see.
Dreams and Rocket Gibraltar. All of a sudden, you fucking look really old.
Yeah, like all of a sudden it was just like bam. And it was like over a 5-year period.
Mentioned John Wayne, some of those old actors. Some of them smoke. I looked for some reason. I got on this thing of Hollywood smokers.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
And they were smoking like not just like I would consider a bad smoker 2 packs a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were 4 to 5 pack a day.
Jackie
smokers.
Gleason never. I mean, like those honeymooners, they were 15-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So they didn't take that long to make either, But he chain smoked one off of another, up to 5 packs a day.
Yep. The red haired chick from Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
She smoked constantly.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is
John
you
Wayne.
never really seen them all like constantly smoking on set,
No.
but yet they chain smoked when they weren't
Yeah.
when
so
they weren't in front of the camera.
when that director said cut,
They
were
all
like, oh
drank and
God, I
smoked.
need it.
Yeah.
Drink and smoke, every single
Yeah.
one of them.
You know,
Yeah.
like athletes when they get a break, they go take the oxygen. The actors were like, directors like cut, and they were like, "Oh God, give me the smokes." They needed it. They had to have it in them.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that in some of the movies that they make now, where they kind of are, they're making the movies now, but they take place back then. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which
Mhm.
was filmed now, obviously,
Yeah.
but took place in the late 60s. Well,
Yeah.
early 60s until the late 60s. Whenever the Manson murders were,
Right.
late 60s, right?
69.
69.
Yeah.
They're when it went cut, they were just sitting there smoking in
Yeah.
between takes and
Yeah.
stuff. And it's
Well, it's
that's
yeah,
true.
it's kind of funny. I'm like when that came out, I was like, and every clip I saw Brad and Leo,
Yeah.
with cigarettes. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And I'm like, well, they're both like I go, did they have to go find like the last 2 smokers in Hollywood
To play the role.
to play
yeah.
the roles? Because like I don't know who smokes in that fucking city anymore.
Jenna
Yeah.
Ortega does. That's the
I've
only
heard
other one
that. Yeah, she
that
does
I
smoke.
know.
Jenna Aniston.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she recently quit in the past few years, but she smoked. Like she was a regular.
I
Like
did hear that. Yes.
yeah. Matthew Perry and her were like smoking buddies.
If you ever watch that movie, don't listen to Craig. Craig hates it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's like it's fake. I know it's fake. It's basically just a fictionalized version of of that summer.
Yeah.
Well, leading up to it and stuff. And it gets to the point at the end where like, what the fuck? They changed some things. But
Sure.
it's for pure you just gotta watch it. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I know that he watched it with Amanda's dad and he didn't like it. But I watched it and I thought it was pretty damn good.
Everybody else I know that watched it said it was either like really good or it was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear anybody go, nah.
Craig hated it.
Bruce Lee's daughter was pretty pissed off.
Well, yeah, because he kind of made Bruce Lee kind of.
Yeah.
I heard he kind of was arrogant.
Yeah.
I heard he
I
was.
wouldn't
It
doubt
was a
that.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
Well,
kind
and
of
that was
what
that was something that Tarantino said right after the movie, and he said, "Look, I'm not like that's all the stories. What are you talking about?" You
Yeah,
know?
he didn't like make something up.
Well,
It's
He
like,
didn't make anything up.
What it was that scene, obviously, I mean, they made it like a Hollywood fight scene.
Yeah.
But what happened was Bruce Lee challenged somebody that knew how to fight.
Yeah.
That was a stunt man.
Yep.
And the same thing happened to Steven Seagal years later.
Mhm.
Judo Gene LaBelle choked
Yeah.
Steven Seagal out and
love
he
it.
shit himself.
Shit
Yeah,
himself.
Gene LaBelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so funny because what was the movie I was just looking up earlier? I looked up a movie
think
and
he's
Gene
stuck.
LaBelle was in it, and
I
all I
think-
kept thinking about was him.
I think that top claw is stuck. Oh, never mind.
Well, the thing is, if you
Mike,
can't,
your cat's stuck. Oh, never mind.
she's being really annoying. It's weird. She's usually not annoying.
She's right in the camera.
She's not the one I can just banish outside. Like,
Oh, there was
Yeah.
there was a movie on called
Come
Four for
on.
Texas,
Mhm.
and it had a couple. I was like, oh, let's
Yeah,
see
come on.
who's in this, and like
I hate to do it because she's so
Shemp
friendly.
Shemp was in it, and Joe
shy.
Dorito was in it.
Really?
Like, yeah, Larry Fine was in it. And there was a whole bunch of
But it
people.
wasn't a Three Stooges movie?
No, no.
Oh.
But there was a whole bunch of different people that I was looking up, and I totally forgot where I was going with that. There
Sorry.
was somebody he was talking about.
Gene LaBelle.
Gene LaBelle.
Gene
Gene
LaBelle.
LaBelle was in it.
Judo Gene.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, as soon as I saw him, all I thought about was the fucking Steven Seagal. So I clicked on him, and his Wikipedia pulls up, but there's like all these pictures,
Yeah.
And I'm sliding through all the pictures, and there's him.
No,
And they keep showing these pictures of fat fucking Steven Seagal.
no, Dale. That's not Dale. It's a different cat. That is Delilah. You'll almost never see her. That's why I was kind of Dale. I would have just made him go outside. Her, I have to kind of tolerate.
Yeah, that's the other.
She's shy. She barely comes out of the room
that's the other
Yes.
cat.
when company's here.
There's multiple cats here.
But she's rail thin compared to Dale.
So, a couple weeks ago, I was talking about this
She's actually
brand,
older than Dale.
brand new TV thing called Tubi TV. I don't know if you
Yes.
guys heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard.
But I was talking about watching
I think
the
you mentioned it.
the
once.
Elvira stuff on it.
Yeah.
But thanks for the question.
Now they have. You're familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yeah.
Riff Tracks is the same thing. It's the guys from that who now do their own thing and they make money actually doing it instead of doing Mystery Science.
Oh
Theater.
yeah.
Riff Tracks is just them, the three of them watching the movies and making fun of stuff.
Super.
They did Samurai Cop. You ever seen Samurai Cop?
Yep.
It's a fantastic movie.
Phenomenal.
Believe I've seen that.
That one,
Who's in that?
no one.
Fun.
No one.
No one's in it.
No one at all.
It's
No-
like
no one you've ever
it's an
heard of in your
Asian
life.
movie.
No, it's a white people movie with Asians in it.
Okay,
He's a samurai cop.
I got to look at it. 'cause
He's
I
from
think
San
I've seen it.
Diego, and he's got a partner that looks like fucking Rod Allen from the Detroit Tigers announcing booth back in the
I
day.
think this is the same one. I think I saw this.
And then there's Asian people in it too. Anyways, he's a Sam. Oh, Robert Zadar is in it with the big fucking chin. You know who Robert Zadar is, and he's in a bunch of those crappy action movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
His chin is like literally
Yeah.
square shaped.
Yeah, dude. He's like,
He's weird. He's dead.
he's dead.
But
But
they did that, and then
But
I
then you
watched
see
no-
then you see him with the beard.
the
and
beard
it's-
works out
It's
for him.
it's so perfect
When
for
he's
him.
it was when he didn't have the beard.
When he has when he doesn't have a beard, he looks like they put that face on him.
Yeah. Another one they did was something called Bermuda Triangle with John Huston's in it. It's a pile of shit. And then they got into the James Nguyen movies like Birdemic.
Birdemic, yeah.
But he had movies before Birdemic. Jack and Jill or Julie and Jack. I can't remember what it's called. Replica. They're worse. than Birdemic.
Are they really?
They're really worse.
How can you make it worse? How do you improve upon
I don't know, because
perfection?
they were watching Birdemic and they were killing me. They just like, they would like, you know, they're not just watching it for the first time. They're not like thinking this stuff off the top of their head. They probably watched it together at least once, wrote down stuff.
Get a sense.
But there's parts where they get to certain parts and just like, they just don't say what they mean to say, and they're just laughing at it because it's so bad. And Replica was really bad, but they're all like the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm a businessman. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, this happened.
Robert
like-
Sadar's birthday is Monday.
Oh,
Jesus,
see?
whoa!
He would have been 74.
Good old Robert Zadar.
Robert James Sadarsky.
Did he? So I wonder if he had like.
He had cherubism.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's what
I
they
didn't
call
know
it.
that.
It's called cherubism.
The
with
cheeks and
yeah,
everything.
it's a face disorder.
So
Yeah,
didn't
he
have-
was diagnosed with it when he was a kid.
Dude,
Dude, 121 films over 39 years.
Oh no, he was always in stuff. But so remember how Birdemic? It was, you know, there's a lot of car driving. Like they'll show him, I'm in my Mustang, and he drives to work. Then he
Mhm.
goes to work and he's making the big sale, and they're doing this. That is the premise of every one of his fucking movies. Like that's how it starts off. It's like, oh, I'm going to work. I'm trying to make this big sale. And I'm not even
Mhm.
joking. The dialogue from one movie to another is almost copied. It's like he's not thinking of anything original. Then all of a sudden you get to the plot of the movie, and it's like, that's different. But one of them, he just copied off fucking Hitchcock. Like he took the plot of Vertigo and just made it. Like imagine Birdemic.
Yeah, Birdemic was definitely
But
the
Vertigo-
birds, obviously.
Yeah, it was. But that's all he did. He's basically just remaking Hitchcock movies. Because
shittier versions.
it's the one's Vertigo, Replica was Vertigo, Jill and Jack, or Jack and Julie, I can't remember what it's called, is like fucking Marnie. He's just stealing Hitchcock movies. It's crazy. It's hilarious though how bad they are. They show this, the one when his girlfriend dies in this one movie, the head-on collision. They're like, she's like, for some reason she's on the wrong side of the road, and they showed the cars like going towards each other about 5, and then all of a sudden they stop, but it doesn't cut early enough, so you see the cars actually stop before they collide. And they're like, oh, that's a bad accident, and they cut, and all of a sudden they show them at a graveyard, and it's like, wait, she died from that?
There's the darn Tango and Cash, I
Yes.
believe.
Tango Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Tango
Well,
Cash.
And here's him later on in life.
Yeah, the cherubism caught
Yeah.
up to him a little bit.
It's starting to catch on.
But he's in Samurai Cop.
Then there's like these pictures where he's got a nice clean cut haircut and a beard, and he's like,
it kind of works for him.
yeah, like totally looks normal.
The beard hides it.
So Matt Hannon did Samurai Cop 2 24 years later.
The guy who played the Maniac Cop.
Yeah,
Or, I'm
Joe
sorry, Samurai
Marshall.
Cop. Yeah.
And he still has that long hair.
Well, that's the other thing. If you're watching Samurai Cop, there's parts where he has
He-
a wig on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's quite noticeable. It's not a great movie.
But he did.
It's not a great
He did
movie.
Samurai Cop 2
Yeah.
in 2015. Then he did Enter the Samurai in 2016.
It's
But he was also in Tango and Cash.
Yeah, that's right, he was.
And Pandemonic.
It's
Pandemonic.
Samurai Cop. It's like,
American-
I don't know who thought of the dialogue in this thing, first of all. Because there's parts of it where I don't know if they were ad-libbing, but they caught his partner at his house. Like he's coming out of the shower, and they caught him, and they had him like a gun up to him. And this guy says to him, says something about he looks down at his junk and says, it's like, you and your black gift.
Black gift.
And like the Riff Tracks guys actually laughed out loud at that part. You know, they'd heard it before, but it's so stupid and the dialogue's so bad.
He looks so much better with a beard.
Yeah, he should just cut the beard at all times. You can still see
Yeah.
a bit of the thing going on, the cherubism, but
yeah.
But Riff Tracks has been my shit the last few nights. Or the
Yeah.
last couple of times, because they're just some of these shit
Beard.
ass movies.
No beard.
And that's
better
on
with
Tubi?
beard.
That's on Tubi.
Nice.
Wow.
Commercials.
And it's free, right?
and there's live ones too. So
Where do I download the app?
so there's ones where it's just like Mystery Science Theater. You're watching it and they're just commenting over it. Then the live ones, they're actually at a theater, and they're with an audience, and they're
Mhm.
doing it. That's pretty cool too. The audience gets into it a little bit, but it's pretty fun. It's my new thing. Watching that
Sounds
on
good.
Tubi TV. Especially me, I'm a big fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Just man,
I used to watch that show.
That was such a good show.
Those James Glenn movies are so bad. And then the songs, that fucking song from Birdemic's been stuck in my head for 2 days. Just hanging out with my family, having ourselves a party. It's so bad. It's like, where did that song come from? And it's just, it gets to the point where you can, the actors look like they know this is the worst shit ever, and like they're dancing that song, they're kind of dancing normally. And all of a sudden, she gets to the point where she's just like getting really into it, fake, and it's bad. You're back from returning. Hey, cuz, have you ever seen well, you probably know what Riff Tracks is, I'm sure, but you've seen the James Nguyen movies like Birdemic and Replica and Birdemic 2. I don't know if I saw Birdemic 3, but I'm sure you've seen those movies. You like bad movies also. I'm sure you got to.
That's a good. That's can't
Bad
miss.
movies. How dare you, sir?
You know what I mean? They're so.
It's truly the worst movie. It's between that and The Room.
I used to think it wasn't as bad as some of those other movies, and then watching it again, I'm like, oh my god, this is literally horrible. The worst thing I've ever seen.
Troll 2 really isn't a bad movie because if it's entertaining, it's not bad. If it's so entertaining that you're laughing, it's technically not bad.
I wouldn't have watched Birdemic again on its own, but watching the Riff Tracks version was enjoyable.
Yeah,
because that movie there's no replay value in that movie at all. You know, there's no reason to watch the original Birdemic more than once. It's real bad. But if you watch these movies, the movies leading up to it, for 3 or 4 movies he made before that, the same house is in it multiple times, and it's supposed to be the star's house. It's just his house, James Nguyen's house, the same street, the same cars. He's just basically, you know, he's making the same movie over and over again. He's just
right?
like the first act is always the same movie, and then after that it changes. It's so bad. Yeah, I do love Riff Tracks myself. Solar panel. Yeah, the guy's from Birdemic. He doesn't know how to say solar panels. He's like, solar panels. It's like, what?
Yeah,
and they make fun of it the entire time. Solar panels, and they just make him out to be like the biggest buffoon ever.
Yep,
it's great. I love it.
So, our uncle didn't finish the job in Da Nang, so we got Birdemic.
Oh man. Thanks, man.
No, but actually that's a incorrect joke because the South Vietnamese refugees left, so it would have been our side, technically on our side.
Whatever.
But whatever. Yeah, so that movie, I remember watching it and I was like actually annoyed.
Oh,
usually I watch bad movies. I love them.
Yeah.
Birdemic annoyed me. Like I was like, I can't take this. This is horrible. It wasn't like The Room where I laughed at The Room.
Yeah.
And then Troll 2, I laughed so hard I fucking think I slipped a disc in my back.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when the kid first said it goes, Nilbog is goblin spelled back.
Yeah.
when he said that, I almost need to be resuscitated.
It was so bad. But it's entertaining. Whereas this one, like they said stuff in the movie, I had to like do double takes. It almost sounded like the Riff Tracks guys were saying something, you know, that wasn't in the movie. They were saying their own thing. I'm like, oh, did they just say that? No, that was actual dialogue from the movie. That's how bad it was. Like they're sitting there and it's like, hey, where'd Josie go? And one guy said, oh, she's taking a shit. And I'm thinking, oh, which Riff Tracks guy said that?
It was actually
no, that's dialogue in the movie.
That's why we talk about
it's
the
so
girls
bad.
in our life.
That's hilarious.
Oh no, he said she went to take a dump is what he said.
Oh, okay.
That's when and she goes to like squat and they're like, oh my god, are they gonna show her pretending to take a dump? And then the bird comes by and slits her throat. So you didn't want to drink room temperature shelf milk after Trolls 2. That's true. You definitely don't want to do that.
No.
Room temperature shelf milk.
I love how they were the town meeting.
Oh,
it was like a clan meeting.
Yeah.
They're talking about people that eat meat. It's like sausage, hamburgers. They're all getting mad.
Gotta be vegetarian.
Yeah. Then they everywhere they went, there was cakes.
Always
there
cakes.
There was cakes the whole movie. There's
You know,
cakes
I
everywhere.
still to this day don't understand why there was cakes everywhere. I don't get it. Is it?
Well, I think of people like cake.
Well, yeah.
But it's also vegetarian can eat cake,
No, that's true.
so maybe it's something to do with that.
A vegan can.
There are animal products in cakes.
Yeah, that's true. Such
But
as
that movie was the perfect
Dairy.
That movie was the perfect storm of insanity to be made. The director was Italian, so he barely spoke English.
Yeah.
Some of the actors were most of them were really
amateurs.
inexperienced.
Yeah.
So they were just happy to get a gig.
Yep.
And then he didn't get like that. Like all the actors and everybody were like just having fun with it, because it's a goofy movie we made. It was a pile of rubbish. It's funny, blah, blah. But he was like offended.
Oh yeah,
The director that people were making fun of it. But all the actors are like, they're just they're kind of part of the gag. They go to the conventions and laugh at along with people.
not the director though.
Yeah.
He was a
And the woman that played the mom was batshit crazy in real life.
absolutely batshit crazy.
She's like a literal crazy cat lady. Looked insane. So, and then it's a great movie, great documentary.
Also, you don't need to see Troll.
No, there's no
1.
connection.
Yeah, to see Troll 2.
There's literally no connection between two movies. There's no trolls in Troll 2. It's goblins.
Mhm.
They should just called it Goblins, but they wanted to capitalize on the name because Troll was actually kind of a hit a little bit.
Mhm.
It was known. And that's the only reason he took the name Troll 2.
Thinking he could lure people in.
Yeah. Back to Birdemic real quick.
Yeah.
The thing I remember is when we watched it is they're talking about, stuff happening and the environment. And like, we just went and saw An Inconvenient Truth at the theater. They're explaining to the people they just saw the movie with about the movie they just saw. It's like, yeah, we were there. We know what movie we just saw, but they're just basically like, yeah, what'd you think about that Inconvenient Truth? It's like, I'm going to buy myself a environmentally friendly car now. And we were all just sitting here. We're like, is this whole movie gonna be about climate change? And it sure enough was.
Yeah.
The entire thing.
Oh, Birdemic, yeah.
It was entirely just about climate change.
Yeah, because of the climate change made the birds nuts, right?
Oh yeah.
As happens.
It's just
Well, the thing was, Troll 2 was also an activist movie,
it's true.
but the other way. He was mad that all his friends and their actors and filmmakers and stuff back in Italy and Europe were becoming vegetarian in the 80s.
Yep.
And he was sick of it.
Sick of it.
So he made it. Okay, the meat eating people were the good people,
Yeah.
and the vegetarians were the oppressive.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
fascists,
That's what it
They
is.
were trying to manipulate us.
Vegetarians
As is correct.
and vegans are the biggest cult there is.
Yeah. Well, I remember this one guy.
Climate change gives birds the ability to hover, apparently.
Yeah.
It's got eagles like hovering over people. And that clip art. Oh my God, the fucking clip
It looks
art.
like a GIF.
It's so bad. Such a bad film. But it's so much better to watch it when people riffing on it.
Too bad climate change didn't stop James making that movie.
He's always making movies. Don't even
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize he'd been making movies that long. I knew he'd made Birdemic, and I was aware that there was something before it, but he made movies for like 10 years before Birdemic. He had like 3 movies out between like
it looked like
2003.
something he made on a outdated Mac.
It was the same Mac he made all 3 movies on.
Yeah.
You think that's bad? Like, man, if you see Replica, that's the one where it's just a ripoff of Vertigo.
Yeah.
The laboratory that his girlfriend works at is just like she's
All right,
sitting.
I'm
in
going to try to feed her, see if it stops her.
She's sitting in a chair, and there's a table there, and that's it. Everything else is just CGI, and it's like the worst CGI. Like, it's real bad. And there's a part where she's supposed to be in a tube because someone might be a clone, and it's even worse looking. I don't know. I cannot explain to you how bad these sets look. They're so bad. And it's probably cheaper for him to do it that way, but man, Replica is really bad because his girlfriend dies, but does she really die? And then she's just a clone, or is she? And then she has a tattoo of her own name across the top of her ass, like a tramp stamp of her own name. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah.
It was really bad. You should check it out when you get a chance. Bro, Birdemic's
Birdemic?
bad. Replica's bad. I cannot remember the name of the other one. It's like Julie and Jack or something like that. I never finished that one. Did it rain?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to.
Good. I cut my grass. I want it to grow. I want to fight climate change by making my grass grow. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Birdemic when I get home, and that was it. That's how I spend my weekends, is just watching riff tracks.
Do they play Birdemic on Tubi TV?
Only the riff tracks version.
Only
okay.
only Birdemic being shit on.
Yes, that's true. It was just the shit on version. That's the other thing, when the birds shit on those people and kill them in that movie. I forgot about that part. Outside the double-decker bus, like it's fucking, I don't know if it's supposed to be London or what. But it's fucking like British double-decker bus, and they all get people off the bus, and then all of a sudden the birds come and just shit all over them, and the shit kills them because it's poisonous shit now, apparently.
All right, well, it could have avian flu. That takes a couple days to kill you.
That's
right away.
That's in case you forget. You get a reminder. Yeah. Replica's really bad too, just so you know. Anyways, if you have a chance, watch some riff tracks on Tubi TV, plus other things too. They got tons of other things on there.
Yeah, I've heard. I still haven't downloaded it. You've been telling me about it, and it has everything I would like.
Well, I mean, it is. It's got Cherry 2000. It's got the other Rolling Thunder movie. That's not William Devane, but the truck, wasn't it Rolling Thunder, where the guy got revenge with his
Gladiator.
truck? That was Gladiator. That's right.
The other Gladiator.
There's other Gladiator. Rolling Thunder's on there though, so is Gladiator. All kinds of other stuff too.
Free.
And yeah, it's all free. Just you have to watch some commercials.
I don't
So
mind.
it's uncut. So those boobs and
It's
stuff.
probably just like drug commercials.
No, there's
Fine.
I'm
long as we get to
lowering my
There's political-
A1C.
oh yeah, you get the Jardines one all the time. The Jardines commercial.
Look
there's
at me,
political
I'm
things.
disgusting. I'm
There's,
lowering my A1C.
I'm not like usually it's only one or two commercials. Sometimes they have like 4 or 5 really short ones.
Yeah, or they
15
do
seconds.
longer ones.
Yeah. They're like, Mike Rogers is the most dangerous candidate this cycle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, who's the fuck Mike Rogers? I don't know who that
I
is.
don't even know anything about him.
And then they're like, Rand Paul said he's this. I'm like, does he? All right.
All right, man.
Is he?
Okay. He said he's dangerous. I'm like,
Wait, if Rand said it, well, shit.
so that it gets stuff like that. You get like political ads you don't see anywhere else.
Nice.
Because I haven't seen that
Yeah.
commercial.
Because they probably
Anywhere
don't
else.
cost that much to put them on there.
Probably
Not
not
on
much.
Tubi, yeah, versus like
Yeah.
a Prime YouTube channel.
So you see a lot of that crap, and then rather random commercials, but nothing really bad, nothing long. You might get a full 2-minute commercial break. You might get 30 seconds. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That was
Hmm.
it. What's up? I'm done talking about Tubi for the week.
No, it's cool, man. We like Tubi.
I really wish they give some kickbacks, but whatever. I get it.
Yeah, you never get any money out of it. That's what it sucks. So,
I want them kickbacks.
so the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight's postponed, so Mike can get even older.
Yeah, so who? Mike Tyson postponed it?
He's hurt. He got
They said-
injured.
Yeah. Did he get injured? Was it the flare ups?
He said he was, he's having some kind
was
of
probably
acid
flare-ups.
reflux flare-ups.
He has ulcers.
Yeah,
I have
that's
him.
what
I
it
have
was.
him too.
He has ulcers, and he was having flare-ups.
Yeah.
Is that why he smokes that THC?
Probably.
Well, yeah, I don't. But like, I don't even know how much he does that now. He's kind
Yeah.
of been like, he used to be like always
I
stoned.
I kind of hope he don't fight because I think the health problems are piling. He's in great shape, but that don't mean that on the inside things aren't.
Yeah,
He's getting up there in age. and-
I'm okay with him not fighting again. I was okay with him not fighting this fight,
yeah, that's.
but if it's gonna happen, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Well, of course, people are gonna watch.
Well, I haven't watched any of the Jake Paul fights.
Well, they've
Well,
all been.
But
I
I'm
always-
going,
I always
but
watch
I'm
him,
going to watch Iron Mike.
I was watching
fight
him after the fact for free.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna
some
watch
of-
Iron Mike fight him.
This one isn't even a pay-per-view. This one was going to be on Netflix.
What was it?
Yeah, so you didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that one. 'Cause,
I was
if it
gonna watch
happens,
well, yeah, I don't know. It'll. I think it'll still happen.
I
It's
had every
delayed.
intention of watching it.
No, it's too much money.
Yeah.
Oh well, Tyson gets 20 mil right off the bat
Yeah.
doing it
Well, yeah, it's
just to fight. He's getting 20 mil right off the rip.
Yep.
I mean, that's the one thing you can say, man. These fucking Paul brothers, man, they make some money for motherfuckers.
Oh no, they're. Me and Brian have. Like you too. We've talked about they're athletic. They're good businessmen.
Yeah.
Everything about them is. They have a lot of good traits.
Yeah, they get some shitty ones too.
I just don't like them.
Yeah, they
I
got some
just don't-
shitty. They got some shitty ones too.
I used to.
They're athletic. They know how to make money. They know how to build their
Was
brand.
it his brother that was in Japan? With the,
it was Logan.
That was Logan, right?
It was
Now
pro
that-
wrestling.
He's the wrestling guy now.
Yeah.
And actually, he's the one I've come to like the most now.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, yeah, that was a prick move. He probably should
Yeah,
have
it
done all
was a
that.
super prick move, but
Yeah. And since then, though, he hasn't really done much wrong.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like settled down a little bit, done the wrestling thing. He's gonna be a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all change.
The
We all
other
grow up.
guy, the other one still seems like he's a little pricky.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Was he
Little
the younger or
aggro.
older? Or?
He's a little
He's younger,
aggro.
yeah.
He's younger, yeah.
He's the younger brother.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, we all grow up. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
He's
State champ wrestlers.
he's a hell of a promoter. He knows how to promote himself and his brands and all that stuff. And
Yeah, they're worth a ton of money. Their podcast was, makes a lot of money. Everything they do makes a lot of
a
money.
lot of money.
The Forest fam is no more.
Yeah.
What did they take down the forest?
Mm.
People are hanging themselves in there.
They might have.
The
yeah.
Japanese herbivore males hanging themselves.
Oh, I thought Joseph was talking about Sherwood Forest.
Oh.
Because he's from England.
Are you near Nottingham?
Yep.
I lived.
Sherwood
I lived
Forest
in
landed on
Nottingham.
us.
Nottingham.
I lived in Nottingham.
That's true. Did live on Nottingham.
I did.
I did for 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I was born until I was 6 months old.
Yeah.
Sorry, every time I hear Sherwood Forest, I think of we didn't land on Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest landed on us.
Take a look around.
Take a look around. When he does his Malcolm X thing in Ben and Tights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still has one of my favorite lines ever in that movie. It's like, did you say Abe Lincoln? He's like,
Yeah.
no, I said, hey, Blinken.
Yeah, not hold the reins, man.
It's funny. I don't know why I like that line so much. Every time I hear someone say Abe Lincoln, I'm like, did you say Abe Lincoln? Oh, I said, hey, Blinken.
Hold the reins, man.
About Logan the third lover.
Oh.
What the?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
We're just gonna let it go. No, Joseph, that's not it.
Forest fam is no more of it.
No.
But I do.
I don't know.
I'm in the same boat as you guys. I hope the fight happens. Gets delayed. I hope Mike Tyson's at peak health.
Well, yeah.
Knocks his block off.
Well, yeah. I mean, all
You
those
won't.
things. But like, when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, don't, Mike, don't.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wait, it's 20 million. All right, do it, Mike.
Do it, Mike.
Well,
Then I saw him like blasting the fuck out of a bag, and I'm like, oh, okay, he may not win, but he's gonna fucking do some damage. You know,
If he lands clean, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
He
I was
is.
watching him hit that bag, and it's like, but like, you know, he's said it a number of times that even training for a fight, it just, it fucks with his ego. It changes him.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, he get obviously like the weed and the mushrooms have probably helped with things, but like his wife's like really pivotal in his life, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's going to cause him a lot of, you know, mental issues, emotional issues because of it, like getting the testosterone up there again,
Mm-hmm.
then I say don't do it. But like, if he can do it for $20 million, man,
20 million.
dude, I think, you know, yeah, I mean, there's a real good chance that Jake wins it. But I think
It don't matter
Tyson,
at that point.
I think Tyson fucks him up some.
I hope he does.
You know, I think that after it all, even if Paul wins, you know you're gonna see remnants of Mike on that fucking
Oh, yeah.
dude's
I hope
noggin
so.
for sure.
Just knock some sense in that kid.
Hmm.
Not taste out his mouth. But, you know, as you get older and that stuff, like 25 years ago, Mike Tyson would be like, ulcer flare up. Fuck that. I'm fine.
yeah.
I don't care about that. But now, as you get older,
You
Yeah.
can't just fight through that.
you can't fight through that. You can't fight through your back locking up.
Yeah,
can't
my
fight.
bad.
Can't
Yeah,
wait till your wrists.
I'm kind of bummed out about that. I was going to talk about how bad my back is.
It's better today.
but it's not hurting anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
why
was
it
hoping
is.
to retire.
So, oh, really?
I was like,
Did
well,
you have to go to a clinic?
No.
Oh,
What happened? Like, I'm okay at work. I'm moving around. I'm lifting stuff. I'm
sure.
fine.
Yep.
But when it gets me is when I come back home, and I think it's my bed. So I'm okay sitting, but when I lay in that bed,
yeah,
when I go to get out of that bed for like an hour or two, it's horrible. It's bad.
Need to invest in a better mattress.
No, it's been the same. I don't even rotate it, and it's like this. It's like
it's actually shaped to you.
How old's the bed?
Yeah. So I wake up like
How old is this bed?
Oh,
old,
incredibly old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to change up.
You can get good mattress. Go to Bob's Discount Furniture,
dude. Like you can go to Costco and get those like Tempur-Pedic fucking ones, and they're not expensive. Neil bought one. He loves it.
You could.
I need to do something because
he bought it at Costco and then bought the frame. Bought this aluminum frame that's super lightweight.
Yeah.
And he loves that thing.
Get a bed frame that's like the Japanese beds, where it's just like 4 legs and like just a board, like the slats, but it looks like you should have sliding paper doors in your bedroom.
With a gimp living trapped underneath it.
I mean, that's up to you. Just how Dolph Lundgren had in Showdown in Little Tokyo, his little house away from everything.
Yeah,
you need that.
Or that was one of the 4chan nightmare stories.
Was a gimp?
A guy had a bed like you're describing.
Yeah,
but it was like a little taller, and then it had like an area where someone lived, and the guy had a gimp, and he was like trapped in there, and he's like, I kidnapped this person, and it was like, I think it was obviously a hoax.
Yeah,
but I'm like, this is a worse fate than death, being some psycho's pocket pussy.
Yeah,
you're stuck under a bed.
Gimps.
Funny. I remember way back watching like one of them fucking crime drama ones. I don't remember which one. It wasn't CSI. Maybe it was that other one.
Numbers
with Joe Montana.
Oh, Criminal Minds. It was probably Criminal Minds.
Well, yeah, there was this dude like out in Montana or something like that, and they figured out there was a serial killer. He was the serial killer, but he had like underneath his bed was like he literally like he when they went to his house after he was gone, they pulled it out and like it was a coffin underneath his bed that slid out, but it was a torture coffin.
Oh, hot.
Eventually the chick would die, but he would torture her like incessantly through it.
No, I guess it's not hot then.
Yeah. No. But then he had like all these videos. I was like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Starting OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's
a punk. Yes.
But
a lot of those 80s and 90s guys serial killers, they must have saved up a lot of money because camcorders were not cheap, and they would film themselves doing horrible things to these women.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you afford that?
And they'd have like a lot of them would like film everything. They'd have like closed circuit feeds and stuff inside their house so they could see everything going on.
That shit was expensive. They didn't have Ring back then.
No. Now you can do it for $200, but then
pay a monthly fee. You could have Ring, but set up in the house.
Yeah,
you can do that. Give your victims, each room.
Yeah. Back to your back though.
Yeah,
that sucks because that was your retirement plan.
Back to your back.
Yeah, I was hoping it was totally annihilated. That way I could just
Yeah.
I figured out
retire.
My wrists are still killing me right this second, but I found out that I have to wear those braces at work, but when I get home, I should take them off and not wear them the rest of the night because it seems like it's almost limiting the mobility and actually hurts worse the longer I wear them. So it helps me for support when I have to like lift boxes and do stuff.
Yeah, like a back brace.
Exactly. But when I'm not doing that stuff, I really should. When it sucks actually because they kind of help with typing and stuff, and I do a lot of typing. But when I get home, I just basically got to take those things off, slather some cream on.
They probably got discounts at Radio Shack.
Which had all your.
But it's still even right now. It's just like burning right here. Not as bad though. So I think it's getting better. It just when the doc said it could be a while, I thought he means a couple of weeks. I didn't know he meant like 2.5 months. It's been horrible. Life has been pain. Life is pain.
Yeah, a lot of times the police officers that investigate those, they'd see the videos.
Yeah,
and they would have to take leave from the trauma.
Oh yeah,
those were so bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Now you can just like go on Twitter could see stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like, oh, help me.
Oh yeah, now people are just numb to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch any of it. That's why
I try not to, but if you're on Twitter especially, it'll just pop in your feed.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
especially the Ukraine and Russia stuff, because when they get each other captured, it's they hate each other so much. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
They do what they do to each other. It's bad. I've seen a castration. Didn't want to see it. It just came across my feed.
No.
Oof, it was bad. I was like, what are they doing? Like, because at first you're trying to just
Decipher what's going on.
what are they going to do to this guy?
Yeah,
And then
what's going on here?
and by the time I realized what was going on, it was too late.
Yeah.
I thought they were like prodding him or something. I didn't really know what was going on.
That's castration.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
speaking of
They-
humorous stuff like
they
that,
transed him.
speaking of humorous stuff like that,
Yeah.
that Rodney Dangerfield video thing was one of the funniest things I ever saw. The video itself was hilarious,
Oh, the video.
but the fact that he's so
That's nuts.
self-deprecating, he's so self-deprecating that they actually put a suicide hotline number
Yeah.
at the
Yep.
bottom of the
Yep.
of the comments.
His humor. If you go into YouTube, the one I sent you guys.
Yeah.
It's so like Brian said, the self-deprecation led to it getting its own
Yeah.
suicide hotline.
The
warning.
algorithm thinks that Rodney Dangerfield is A, either suicidal, or B, so depressing he's going to cause you suicide.
Yeah.
To me is just
It was. I got a good
suicide's
kick out
not
of it.
funny. Suicide is not funny.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
The fact that his comedy hit so hard with the self-deprecation that they thought he was suicidal is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get no
I mean,
respect at all. My wife.
I think you guys are all missing out of it. With the whole all suicide's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some that's pretty funny. When you hear about somebody who did some really diabolical shit and then they just,
Yeah.
off themselves.
Like
it's pretty funny.
Killdozer.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Killdozer was
Heroic.
It was heroic. He needed to do that.
Yeah, he did what had to be done. But
They
yeah,
fucked with him way too much.
but
Yeah.
the Dangerfield stuff though was funny. His mom's like, my mom didn't breastfeed me. She said, I just want to be friends. She said, I just like you as a friend.
Yeah, right. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't breastfeed me.
Like me and my wife picked up a hitchhiker. She said, let's make love. He says, wait, with him here? You're like, no, you drive.
Oh, that's the thing. Dangerfield is one of those guys. When I was a kid, I did not get it at all. I
yeah.
did not get it. And Don Rickles is the same way. I hated Don Rickles. Rickles.
Yeah.
Now watching Don Rickles on the roasts and on the way
Oh,
he is with-
dude.
he seems like he comes
dude.
off as a complete ass.
Yeah,
Like he's a prick. But that's the thing. That's it.
dude.
But the Dangerfield stuff, watching it now, holy shit.
It's great.
So on my TV, my Samsung, there's Samsung TV, so I have Conan O'Brien channel.
Oh yeah.
And listen, him and Bob Newhart having this conversation, just talking about old time people.
Yep.
And him talking about Rickles, and the first time Rickles meets Newhart's wife.
Oh yeah. You told that.
Yeah, he's telling the story, and then Don Rickles is nothing but a gentleman.
Yeah.
And then they go and watch his show in their front row, and he comes out right off the bat, this fucking whore, or some, not swearing, but there's fucking whores here, and dude, he was one of his best friends. They
Yeah.
were very, very close,
It's just
But Newhart telling the stories is hilarious. 90-year-old Bob Newhart telling fucking Conan O'Brien these stories, or he'll have Mel Brooks on.
Yep.
And before Carl Reiner died, he had, and just it hasn't been that long since Carl Reiner died,
no, it's a couple years.
And just listen to the stories, just hilarious. But
Mhm.
all of them always have a fucking Rickles story,
Always.
And
it's funny, the people I didn't, because Rickles and Dangerfield fall in that thing where I just didn't get it. When I was a kid, I liked, the basic people.
Yeah.
Say what you will about them, but back then, Tim Allen's first couple of specials were hilarious.
Oh, great.
Now I watch them, I'm like, yeah, they're okay.
They were great back then.
Yeah.
A lot of them
Hey,
were
man.
fun. A lot of them were funny early on.
Yeah, they
Even
were great.
Foxworthy was funny
Yeah,
early
no,
on.
Foxworthy was funny.
Dude,
That's what I
Foxworthy
was going to say.
Foxworthy, man, some of the shit he did in the Blue Collar Comedy Tour was fucking good because
Yeah.
he didn't do all redneck,
No.
So
But-
when he starts storytelling, it's fucking good.
Yeah.
And then,
Engvall's the same way.
Yeah.
Some of his stories are just fantastic.
but like, you know, obviously the best thing that ever happened to the Blue Collar Comedy Tour was Ron White.
Yeah, Ron White.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Ron White will tell you, no, the best thing that ever happened to Ron White was Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Because he was about to retire.
You know those comedians, like Richard Lewis is another guy. He
Yeah.
irritated me.
Yeah.
But now you listen to these guys talk about him, you see some of his stuff, it's like that was part of it.
Well, comedians are, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
It's not like if you don't understand how they think, because they all think really fucked up.
Gary Shandling was another one. I'm like, nope, don't get it. Now I watched that documentary about him. Fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Norm.
Norm was I always like Norm,
Norm, but
Norm was one of them.
but he was
But
one
I mean,
of them
Norm was a
too.
comedian. What I mean is,
He
was a
was.
comedian's
Yes.
comedian. He was for
Like
sure.
he wasn't a big general public name.
No,
The other one you always hear these guys talking about, at least a few of them, was David Brenner.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I didn't get that.
Yep.
I have to go back and see some of his stuff because I haven't watched a lot of it. But I was watching something.
Dude, people talked about how Jay Leno used to kill. He
I
was so damn
know.
funny.
And then all of a sudden he got lazy and just started copying people and doing other stuff.
Mhm.
But I was watching there's a Mel Brooks movie. Not Mel Brooks. Oh my God, forgive me. Albert Brooks movie from 91, Defending Your Life, where he dies.
Yeah.
He wrote the movie and directed and he starred in it. But he died and basically he has to defend his life. So he either comes back to Earth or he moves on to the next thing. He's already been reincarnated like 300 times or something because he's scared, but he's Jewish. You know, they're scared of people.
Yeah, they're neurotic.
They're
yeah.
neurotic.
Mhm.
And basically along the way, he finds a soulmate, but he's already dead.
Mhm.
She's defending her life too, but she lived a great life and she's a great person. It's Meryl Streep. And so she's like a rock star, you know, defending everything. She's like, oh, she did this. She saved her kid from a house fire and saved the dog too. And she did this. And she was moving on. And he was scared and he wasn't. Anyways, the movie is, I saw it when I was like 12 or something. Mom rented from the library. 12 or 13, I saw it. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. But I didn't get Albert Brooks at that point.
Yeah.
Now, there was a thing on HBO about Albert Brooks and the way he wrote. And
Genius.
and there's people
Genius.
there's people that say he is literally the funniest man who
Yeah.
ever lived.
Dude, Carl Reiner knew him
Oh, yeah, when he was a kid.
young
Yeah.
and said he was the funniest person ever.
He told Johnny Carson
Johnny Carson that. He told him
On Johnny Carson
on
show.
the fuck yes. Carl Reiner.
And he was only Albert Brooks was only like 17 at that point.
yeah. I was going to say it was
And he's Super Dave's brother.
Yeah.
That's the other thing people don't know. Super Dave and Albert Brooks are
Super
brothers.
Dave Osborne. Yeah, Super
Yeah.
Dave Osborne.
They're both funny guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Albert Brooks was
He was
like,
another one, like when I'd watch the Super Dave Osborne shit, it was funny, but I didn't get it.
Yeah,
It was just the antics were funny, but I didn't get it. And later on, I got him.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, he's really funny.
My uncles watched him all the time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
His,
seeing him later in
Japanese
it.
assistant. It will work.
yeah.
I remember
never
seeing him
worked,
later,
ever.
like doing an interview a couple times later in his life, and I was like, and he was funny, but he wasn't even. I don't know, maybe he was trying to be, but it didn't seem like he was trying to be. But he was. I was like, oh yeah, dude, now I get him. You know, like
Yeah, the one with Albert watching that movie, there's parts in that movie where he's just saying stuff. You know, he wrote the movie and stuff, but he's just saying stuff, and like you could tell Meryl Streep was legit laughing, like she.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then there's a part where one of the judges he said something, and the judge like straight up laughs at it when he shouldn't have been laughing. So
Yeah.
it's just like he's just a good writer, but he's one of those guys I did not even think about back then. at
I
all.
would like the movies I saw him in. He was always a great actor. I did not realize his comedic genius
Nope.
until later. You're right.
You know, their dad dropped dead on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their dad was a comedian too, and he just literally dropped dead. On
Whoa.
stage. Yeah.
Whoa.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but yeah,
Yeah.
just dropped dead on stage. But yeah, funny stuff.
Mhm.
I think that's all we got, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no, wait. There's one more story. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I gotta tell you guys this because I love when people are petty. I love when people are petty about shit.
Okay.
This guy.
It's a good way to live.
So this is in Southern California.
Okay.
There's been
no one's petty there.
there's been little vandalism going on
Yeah.
for about a decade now.
Yeah.
Someone blasting out windows and shooting stuff with a slingshot for
Oh,
a
yeah.
decade now. And like car windows, house windows,
It
bird
can't-
houses.
It can't possibly be somebody that's petty. It's got to be like a string of people if it's a decade, right?
Well, they found the guy after a decade.
One
They
guy.
finally
Oh,
found
yeah.
him. It's one guy.
One guy.
He's an 81-year-old old man.
So he's 71 when he started.
When he
all
started,
this.
he was already in his 70s when he started. And that's the thing. They think he's only been doing it for a decade. He may have been doing it for a lot longer.
Slingshot motherfucker shit.
Because
That's fucking beautiful.
anybody-
What's the petty reason?
because he thought these people wronged him. Because they would walk by his house and they wouldn't. One of them, they literally said he would wave hello to these people, and they wouldn't wave back.
Well,
So he
that's all it takes.
He blew out the car windows with a slingshot.
As happens.
I just imagine this old man driving by in his little car and just.
Did he keep getting the same?
Because you
people
did
for
say
a
hi to
decade?
him.
He did other people too. We got to the point where he started off like being petty because these people he thought wronged him. There's probably property line disputes, all this little stuff going on. Your music's too loud. One of them was a music too loud. He blew out somebody's windows because their music was too loud.
I
Oh my
didn't take
God.
it quite that far, but I've had some people in the street. I waved. I like try to wave to them.
Yeah.
and they ignore me.
This guy.
Well,
did
in
that
my
more.
mind, I'm killing them. For it.
Yes.
he
Because you wave back at me.
He
But
got
I'm
to the
somebody,
point where
you wave at me.
it wasn't
Which
petty
I-
anymore. He became addicted to it, and he just he liked doing it.
Yeah, he did.
Kind of like serial killers get.
Yeah.
Like,
Serial.
you
fucking
enjoyed the rush.
He was a
serial slingshotter.
Yeah, and when they're like, yeah, we found him after all this time. He's an 81, almost 82-year-old man, and they're arresting him.
So he didn't even start till he was in his 70s.
Yeah, well,
That's awesome.
and he's always lived in a neighborhood, but they kind of think that he might have started before then.
Yeah.
They don't, but obviously, you don't just one day say, I'm going to get a slingshot. Maybe he did. Maybe he did something. He's like, well, I want to cause some damage, but I don't want to kill anybody. So he just bought a slingshot.
Yeah.
A tabletop game I'm working on is called Gift Off My Lawn. I have to make cards and pieces.
Nice.
It's a good idea.
It's good.
Well, they shouldn't have wronged him.
No, they shouldn't have wronged
support
him.
what he did.
this man deserves a medal.
That's like, for example, let's say someone happened to walk over and make a Snapchat video of them stomping on somebody's lawn. For example, that's just an example.
Some demon would do something
and somebody
like
would
that.
just walked over and like rub their foot on someone's lawn and put a Snapchat video and put it on YouTube and Facebook and everything. That person whose lawn was stepped on going to that person's house and blowing out their windows with a slingshot. That's the
Yeah.
equivalent.
The funny thing, like my character about the lawn, like people go, like I have to continuously manufacture anger about
Yeah.
people. Like, hey, Mike, I want to, hey, oh, don't, you're bad.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Now, this man deserves like a freaking medal because like he has put up with being wronged.
Yeah.
For decades. And he had to take things into his own hands.
All they had to do was wave at him.
He's a hero.
All they had to do was wave.
He's a
Is it
hero.
th- Is it that fucking hard?
No.
And you know what? Just turn your music down a little bit
Turn down.
Turn the music down.
and
Say hi to him.
and stay the heck off of his dang lawn.
That's
And if you got a wife that's stacked, never do like the Oilers trick. Just
Yeah.
give
Well,
the old man a little
brighten up his day.
Well, of
views,
course.
a little
Well, of
views
course.
of the tits.
Yeah. He's
Well, of
probably a veteran,
Yeah.
He needs some of that. as well.
Right.
Help
right.
him out.
I agree.
I'm
Probably
assuming.
why he's such a good shot.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Veteran.
assuming, yeah. He's had
Yeah.
10 years to perfect his shots.
He's pretty good.
He's got the right angles. He can figure out
Mm-hmm.
the curvature. I remember that. So I don't know why. I still to this day don't know why, but Old Man Jenkins is Frank Castle in the Punisher.
Yeah.
Someone we all know who we've known since he was a kid. Me and him probably know him better than you do.
Right.
He kind of works on my cars now and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, he used to live near a certain mall. I'm
Yeah.
not saying which one because I don't know what statute of limitations is.
Right.
And we'd walk up there and stuff.
Mhm.
And I just remember and he had a slingshot, had the little bearing, silver ball bearing thing
Mhm.
types that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked up and I didn't know what he was going to do. And he just walked up and he grabbed one and he just 6 inches from someone's driver's window, just like, just explodes.
Oh, yes.
And I was just like, what the fuck did you do that for? He's like,
beautiful.
oh,
Why
no.
not?
Because it was pretty.
And I ran
Mhm.
because I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
And he didn't run as fast as me. Well, he could run way faster than me, but he was just like, John, he was like, what's the matter? I'm like, I was going to go in the mall. Now that I'm on camera, I'm not going to go to the fucking mall.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, I don't know what the reasoning was. You just walked up.
Sometimes you just do shit.
It's like basically walking up to your front door and slingshot it just for the hell of it.
I mean,
I used to take golf balls,
Yeah.
and hit them with my bat through my backyard, usually that way.
And it made sense.
Who knows who it hit or smashed or could have killed a kid? I don't know.
I
still have no idea what it. I was, that was last year.
I have a
You've
friend
changed since
that I have a friend.
I was
that
about
we
12 or
all
13.
know who like
Have a good one, cuz. See you next week.
He had a slingshot as well.
Uh-huh.
But he shot flaming arrows in somebody's house too.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. That's because up here, MC Sports they shouldn't have, but they sold the slingshot to anybody that wanted one.
yes.
They did not care.
They give you the good wrist rockets, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right, boys, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
All right, so you can find us at radiounderground.gay. It is Pride Month.
It is Pride Month.
So it's a very Pride Month special. You come to our website. We give you nothing.
Yeah.
Just go to our website, radiounderground.gay.
Maybe there'll be
We give you nothing, but you can take whatever you want.
There may be some surprises on our website. There may not also be. Surprises.
So we're going to end it with another Killdozer song, but this one is not the one by Yonner.
I don't know.
But this is Kim Dracula, because it seems to be a well-known YouTuber, and I always find one that I have never heard of.
No.
So Kim Dracula's Killdozer.
Yes.
And it's her. Now I don't even know if it's her. I think it's a bunch of guys.
I think it's they.
Yeah, it's like the Greta Van Fleet's all guys.
Yeah, I think
So who knows? But they're a YouTube outfit, and they're very popular, and I never heard of them. But props to them for this song, and we will see you guys next week.
All right.
Oh, I meant to play the
Wrong one.
I fixed it because I'm smart. I fixed it. Don't yell at me.